Welcome to session 2 of the Immiscible Atonality. I'll learn how to say that one day, even though I wrote it out myself.
You chose the name.
I did choose the name. So as a recap, countless tomes and books lay out before you. You all decided to come to one of the many small study nooks that can be found across the Academy's campus in order to review your last lecture, as well as get to know each other. Memories of the past day flash before your eyes, from your journey and first meeting upon the ethereal rail carriage, to crossing the grand ward into the academy proper, the sorting of your houses, as well as the countless other students you have met thus far and those you have yet to meet. Now, an older human man is sitting before you, Group C. A rugged-looking human sits before you. His posture is very laid back and informal. The hints of gray within his light brown hair, along with the wrinkles etched into his tanned face, tell of his age and fatigue. He examines a few documents before him, occasionally reading a passage and then looking at one of you. He grunts to himself a few times as you all look on. Finally, he puts the documents back into his pack without organizing them, leaning on the table as he looks at you all. Alright, double checked. You're all Group C, alright? Name's Vin Verdon. I was assigned as your supervisor. Nothing fancy or anything. Doubt we'll even see each other that often. I'm just here to give you a few tips ahead of time before you all get busy learning and living your lives. To start with, your first excursion will be on the 28th of Golden Leaf, so around 4 weeks from now. I can't give you too many details, or else I'd be showing a little bit of bias towards you. But I can tell you that you should focus on your courses. While you might be from different classes, you should also practice working together, or learn your weaknesses and stuff like that. So I guess on that note, let's go one by one and tell me and the others here your biggest strength and weakness. And then I guess you can all just build off of that. He kind of leans back in his chair, one foot up on the table, watching and waiting.
Well, then I'll go first. I am Harana, as y'all know. My greatest talents are my amazing mind and skill at magic.
And then your weakness.
Weakness? Well, I suppose a sword through the chest will kill me.
Alright, brittle and vulnerable to melee damage, that's good to know. Alright, who's next?
Yeah, I'll go next. I am very good with, like, the undead. I like to tinker, I like to build things, but I've been told that I'm not so good with people. I have high intellect and low charisma.
Is that some metagaming I heard over there?
What? Who metagames? I would never metagame.
I'm proud of you. Alright, next.
Yeah, my name is Kel. I know a lot about other cultures and races from the tribe that I've lived with before I came here, but I don't know much about magic, which is why I'm here, also.
Alright, swordsman. I can sell by that. Okay. Next.
Hi, I'm Lily. I am really, really good at matchmaking. So, if you want someone to date, I can probably find someone for you. It's my family's speciality. And I probably don't have any weaknesses. And as she's saying that, she just drops all of the books she's been carrying. Oh, I guess I am kind of clumsy, actually. Yeah.
Alright, the school doesn't approve of illicit relations, so I'm gonna forget you said that. Next.
I guess Asterius. I guess I can get lucky at times. And I've got a good family to back me up.
Alright, continue. Next, you there, points to Delilah. Or Dahlia. I keep saying Delilah, I don't know why. I'm so sorry.
My biggest weakness is no one can say my name, apparently. I suppose my biggest strength is in herbology and nature. My family run the mountain apothecary. I suppose my biggest weakness is I'm shy.
Sorry, can you say that louder? I couldn't hear you from over here.
No.
Oh,
What, shy? That's a strange thing, huh?
Alright, and you. He points to Jeremiah.
I guess my biggest strength, I've got some probably more access to more spells than most people might have already, but my weakness, I'm not great with current events, you could say. Lack some bits of knowledge. I'm still catching up.
Alright, and the Parvin. He'll point to the Parvin all the way over by the fire.
Who is currently asleep?
Falls asleep easily, alright. After you all kind of introduce yourselves, he'll stretch a bit, looking at his watch on his wrist. Alright, that should do it. Busy day ahead of me. If you need to meet me for any reason, I'm in charge of the broom flight classes. And I also spend much of my time at the dueling cubes as kind of like a supervisor there too. So, alright, he stands up and just starts leaving the room.
I clap as he leaves.
We all stop clapping.
What? That's why? Huh?
I don't know the etiquette. Did we clap? But
It seemed right. It seemed the right thing to do, yeah. I liked it.
Alright. Out of character, you guys still have the rest of your afternoon and evening to talk, do things around the academy, and then your classes start tomorrow.
Where did my character disappear to?
You fuse with Hernan.
Ah, that explains a lot.
Friends.
Ha.
Surprise.
I didn't know you liked me that much, Hernan. Are you looking at my notes?
I didn't see you in that chair. It just looks like a good spot.
Oh.
Okay. It
Do
is
we
a
know
nice chair.
Tomorrow's class is?
As you say that,
I don't know.
Sarah,
I'll look at the schedule.
Yeah, as you were looking at that, I imagine you're kind of playing for tablet. As you can see, that you have your schedule has been set to you.
What?
On your tablet, you notice that tomorrow's classes are abjuration and necromancy.
Ah, finally some quality classes.
The day after will be divination and conjuration. The day after that, transmutation and enchantment. And the day on Friday, essentially the Friday equivalent of this world, will be illusion and evocation. And then you note that next week, electives start, such as botany, room flying, and the dueling classes.
Oh man, I brought my
Could we get
Yu-Gi-Oh
that
cards
on
for
our
the dueling
actual tablet?
classes.
Yugi what now?
Yu-Gi-Oh cards,
Please,
you know?
David, please. David, please.
Wait, what? Sorry?
It's time
I
to
got my
duel.
blue eyes
David,
white dragon
please.
right here.
It's time to duel.
You're a 4th-rate dealer with a 3rd-rate deck.
Wow.
Oh no, let's go.
Alright, it's... So, just to check, have you all also gone to, preparatory school for this one? I assume everyone here does that, right?
We've done what?
You know, go to a school that prepares you for going to this school.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, were we supposed to?
Family.
Doesn't not everyone do that?
Breaks the fourth wall as a DM. Hi, DM here. Everyone,
Idea.
yeah, as a reminder, everyone has basic schooling. You do not start learning magic officially until you come to the academy. It's to keep noble kids from being ahead of more kids from more common or humble backgrounds. Although, to be fair, most families may not follow that law, but that's kind of like what the law is meant to be.
Wait,
So we
so
did good
washing
school.
dishes was not part of... Huh.
Oh.
I
Oh.
I did a lot of extra chores. I need to talk to my family.
Wait, so I thought you said your entire family was based around undead servants?
Supposedly it builds character.
Do you feel like you have lots of character?
I guess. Kicks rock.
I guess it worked then. So that's good. Huh?
Oh, I wish I could look at the world so positive as you. Ah.
Yeah. I mean, I was taught magic by my family. We live in this big commune with loads of people, so there's always someone to teach you something. So I didn't really need like school. It was more of like a homeschool situation.
Oh, you're homeschooled. Yeah, that explains so much, actually.
Like what?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. I can't help but notice not everyone's wearing their friendship bracelets today, but that's okay. I can make more.
Oh, don't worry, I'm wearing mine. It's just underneath my uniform. Pulls up sleeve that's way too big because just
It's the
zoned
same
out of it.
day.
The same day would not stop some people from just throwing their friendship bracelet into the fire, I guess.
We've also been asleep
Let's see.
since I gave you them.
If we investigate the fire, how many friendship bracelets saying Lily are in there?
No!
At least one.
So, Cal, you said you're not experienced in magic, but you're probably talented since you're here. What type of magic do you do?
I could shoot lightning out of my hand. I learned that.
That's so cool!
Show us.
Yes, show and tell!
Can I shocking grasp the chair?
You can shocking grasp the chair. Roll me a click shocking grasp for me real quick. Alright, you hit.
And
shit.
is there a flavor to how Kel does this spell that shows us kind of like what type of school of magic this is? Like whether he's a druid or a mage or things like that?
I would just think it would just look very inexperienced, and he would just look very awkward casting it because he's only probably learned magic the last couple of years.
Wow, that's really cool!
Yeah, I'll still clap.
Awesome! Yeah, that deserves a clap. Ooh!
Is the chair okay?
It is not okay.
Oh no!
There's a significant scorch mark in it.
What happened?
Nice!
I take my jacket off and I put it over the chair. I was like, anyway.
No one has to know.
Smoking comes from underneath it, just like a little tiny like pillow.
We'll
like,
just start waving. Stop.
Well, I guess that's the dangers of magic, huh? So did you learn this in a tribe or something? You mentioned your tribe just now?
Yeah, I come from a tribe of lots of different cultures and a few mages there that taught me that trick.
Huh. You know, when we have more time next, you should tell us all about that. That sounds really cool. Like, I think both Lily and I grow up in big mansions surrounded with people, and it sounds so nice to be outside instead of, cold mountains, big mansion, big mines with a lot of undead servants.
I don't know, I slept in a bed last night and it was very, very nice.
Beds are nice.
Wait,
You
what
get
do
a
you sleep in
bedroll.
if it's not a bed? A hammock?
Hammock, bedroll, ground.
Oh. Okay.
Right.
Lily, I was gonna ask him if he lived in a boat or a treehouse, but would it be, accidentally racist if I asked if it was a treehouse? Is that,
It might be. It's hard to tell.
I wouldn't be offended.
Oh! He can still hear us.
I didn't realize you heard our sidebar.
We thought because we were over here, it was secret.
Yeah.
I mean, what? I didn't hear that.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, we're back in the whole conversation now.
Tell us
I
more.
think your mistake was not saying sidebar.
You got to say sidebar.
Okay, hang on. Sidebar.
Sidebar.
Did we fuck up just now? Do you think he's mad?
No, I think he just thinks we're weird, but I think that's okay. A lot of people think I'm weird anyway.
Okay, while we're still in sidebar, do you think Haran's mad? Because, like, he looks mad all the time.
I think that's just his face, really.
Okay. On sidebar.
Uh-huh.
Hey!
Practical
Staring.
thing. In our cute RP moment, are we still doing the studying? Are we where are we going with the?
Forgot we were studying.
It's up to
We
you
were
guys.
studying.
Yeah, you guys are studying. You can hang out if you guys want to pass the next day at any point. Let me know. It's you guys kind of carry the session direction. You can decide what you want to do. You have the afternoon left. So you can kind of spend the day getting to know each other and here studying a bit more and then going to bed. And then we can do the actual classes tomorrow, like in game time. Or it's whatever pace you guys want to go at.
Ran is studying, completely ignoring these certain people.
Ew!
Dahlia would also like to just do some reading because she's got to make.
You got a what? You kind of cut out towards the end. She's gone.
Yeah.
We lost her.
Oh no!
She did.
Oh
Never
good.
forget.
Love that.
Probably died to disease.
I would love to be forgotten.
Rest in peace.
It was good
Oh, am I
as long
still
as it
dead?
lasted.
Oh. Thanks. Thank you.
Can anyone else do
Just
any
gonna read.
magic? Kel's shocking grasp was really cool.
Well, I've learned some, tricks you learn when working around with the dead.
Do you need a dead body to do the tricks? Because we don't have that.
No. It might just look a little. Some people respond to it weird when I just use it like that.
Now I gotta see.
Yeah, honestly, that's fair. Oh
Oh
no, I have
No, come back!
Phases into Jeremiah.
You know what? All right, no, actually, I'll bring you this one. We don't need these chairs, right? They're school property.
I mean, we already messed up one chair, so we can...
I'll just give it to that chair again.
Yeah. Fuck that chair!
The chair lets out a single tear.
I should have clicked damaged save for the chair, actually.
Well, funny enough, it is an object, not a creature, so you cast your spell, but it does not get harmed or anything. So what does your told the dead
okay.
look like?
So I think Morgan actually takes a really weird looking bell out of her pocket that's made out of bone. And she points at the chair and rings the bell that lets out a sound that's way louder and weirder than you expect for that little object. And the sound is uncanny in a way that you feel like that things shouldn't make sounds like that. And if the chair were a living thing, it would take damage. But from the sound, you seem to understand that this is something that hurts if it were aimed at you.
I'll start clapping.
Thanks,
That was really good!
Weird little thing. This was one of my projects. They made me carve the bell from the bones that I used for some other projects. No, it works better if you harvest and clean and prepare the bones yourself.
If any of you were noticing, when the bell went off, Ermi jumped like 4 feet in the air, disappeared behind the couch, and reappeared on the other side of Asterius with a pistol in his hand pointing at you.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Hides behind the table. I was explaining it on the chair. Do you see people sometimes respond weird to my magic?
It's okay, Ermi.
Can I have a closer look at that gun?
You can roll Arcana or History.
You have a gun.
Which one's higher? For
The
me?
Americans.
Oh,
Yeah, this is
Gale.
American school. I know. All right. Yeah, you recognize it. It's they're fairly common enough. It's an ether gale. It's pretty much like a hand crossbow that shoots out magic.
He's gonna put it away and kind of like sheepishly, like look around and be like, "Sorry, that startled me."
Asterius makes a note that if he ever gets a message on the sending tablet not to come to school that morning, he's gonna take that seriously.
God.
That's when Asterius
no.
realizes he's always at
Because
school.
this little rodent might go feral on her ass. Holy shit.
Do you think you would ever get that message, though?
No.
It will be Lily.
What's Haran moving?
I'm leaning back in a chair using Mage Hand to keep the book open and read to me.
Aww.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah. I'm going to start ritually casting something.
Sketchy.
I'll take out my wand, which has already been like wrapped in pink ribbon. And do you want to see my trick?
Yeah, I want to see your trick.
I'll
Also,
jump out my chair.
Keep in mind, even though the spells are on your list, you may not have access to all of them yet. I just
This is one that I got from the
Oh, this is from the
book.
Yeah, I got
It's
my
part
wand.
of my subclass.
Okay.
Not my subclass, sorry, the initial.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would I have that?
I think yes, because of how that sort of stuff works. Even
Would I have my firebolt from my wand?
yes, because you have your wand.
Hell yeah!
Please don't start hitting chairs in the library with that.
No, I'm gonna aim into the fire, that's why she's jumped up.
All right.
Pew!
You pull out the wand, you little like wave motion with it, and the magic from within the wand resonates with your command. It sends forth a roaring, probably the biggest you've seen you yourself make fireball bolts. It kind of hits the fire, causes it to shake a bit.
That's pretty cool.
Ta-da! And a little curtsy.
Clap, 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 clap.
Thank you.
Ermi's gonna like get the picture and be like, "Oh, we're showing magic."
Yeah!
He's gonna put his gale away and he's gonna like raise his finger and he's gonna ray of frost the chair.
Ooh, chili. Is this why you have your color coat? Because you're a chili boy?
He's gonna like look at his fur on his arm and be like, "No, this is just what we look like up here."
Roll me Ray of Frost, as you guys are damaging school property non-stop in here, huh?
Another sidebar. Maybe that was racist.
Oh no.
How do
Should I not
I
have-
need a target, don't I?
You should be able to roll it.
Should I not have asked about the color of his fur? Is that weird? Is that bad?
Maybe he seemed okay with it.
Is it not? How do I have to open my character sheet?
Maybe. But there you go. I rolled it for you. 22 to hit. 3 damage. Are you hitting the same chair that Kel did?
Yeah.
Alright, it's no longer smoking, but instead it is broken. Falling apart.
I'm gonna
No,
like.
I can't believe the quality of the chairs around this school. Maybe I should go to a different library.
Yeah, I'm gonna like distance myself from that.
Actually, since it's broken already, maybe we should just make it worse.
At this point, you could probably just throw it in the fire and just pretend like there was always less chairs.
Anyway, I'm gonna leave before I'm caught with a broken chair.
Wait, I want to see what everyone else can do. Jeremiah, what can you do?
It's been 10 minutes.
Just watching on that now. I think 5 more minutes left of the
Okay.
ritual cast.
Okay.
I'll appear behind Asterius. What can you do?
Did you say you appeared behind me?
Yeah. What can you do?
Hello.
Oh god.
Like you're
Surprise!
sitting on the couch relaxing, then you see these little 2 hands appear on the back of it and just fill his face.
Hey,
Ugh. I don't see how that's relevant to you.
we're team, right? We're supposed to know what we can do, like the strengths and weaknesses thing.
We're classmates.
But doesn't your grade rely on how good we are? So
Yeah, you do want to stay a first-class student, huh? We might drag you down with us.
yeah.
You probably will. I've already accepted that.
Oh, that's like a dagger to his chest.
Okay. Sidebar, our team's really mean.
Yeah. Like, maybe we should give him a nickname. That would cheer him up. Asti? Astri? Rius?
If you don't mind, I actually have a family standing to hold up, so I'd like to continue using my time to actually study.
Sidebar, I feel like he doesn't like me.
Yeah. A lot of people
That's
are really
weird.
hung up on their families, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, my family's also rich and famous, and you don't see me bringing it up every 5 seconds.
Looks at all the note mentions of her family crest on her person, the family crest earrings in the shape of a heart, the family crest on her rings, the little family crest on her brooch.
Who would know? I'm just a normal person.
Has like a black card, like a black credit card. No limit.
I have so much gold.
Anyway, I think I can't study anymore. We should get a snack. Hey, Lily?
Yes! Hiran, are you coming for snacks?
He looks at the jerky in his hand and decides to put it in his pack and follow you.
Yeah.
He just give you guys the bird
Ram?
and mage hand.
No, I don't have any snacks.
Do you want us to bring you snacks?
I will pass. Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna go explore.
Alright,
All alone.
Yeah, I imagine you guys start splitting up here. Some of you remain here to study, others of you go around to look for some food, maybe get a little snack from one of the vending machines before going to dinner, while others are kind of lost in their own world reading the books or summoning spells. Speaking of,
I
Jeremiah...
will yell into the other sides that we're gonna get snacks and that people are free to join. Just so if we're splitting up the party, that everyone has a reason to join if they would want to.
Oh, we've missed Jeremiah's magic.
Speaking of your magic, do you want to reveal what it was now, Jeremiah, or do you want to wait till later? Because it's finished. You're good.
Oh, yeah, I'll just... 1 sec. It's just Unseen Serpent.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know if you wanted to keep it a secret or not until they learn about it. But yeah, so you've summoned what I imagine for you it's probably like an invisible orb of wind. Like you kind of tell where it is by this hearing it move through the air, but no one else can.
Yeah.
And it kind of floats around you like almost like an ion orb. Like it's kind of floating around you, keeping you company, waiting for your commands.
Just gonna hand them a pile of books I've been working with. Can you put these back? And
yeah, to the best of his knowledge, using your knowledge of where you got them, he'll start putting them back in where they should be. So Kel, as you're kind of looking down at this ruined chair, maybe sitting there looking at a book, You'll see a couple books will start flying off towards the bookshelf.
Oh, what the hell?
It's very
Like-
impressive, Jeremiah.
Thanks. It's handy. I'm terrible at ironing, but
I can imagine it'd be very
it's a
helpful.
little better
Yeah,
than me.
that was cool. Can it fix the chair?
Let's find out. What's a good name for him? Taking suggestions.
Jimmy, like the small version of Jeremiah.
Okay, sure. Jimmy, can you try and fix that chair for me?
Yeah, you guys will see. Well, you don't see, but you can kind of feel the wind move. Look down at the chair, and then very, very, delicately, it starts to try to put it together, but it doesn't have the tools nor the magic to mend it. So it's kind of like trying to fix it without any of those. Because it can do mending, but it's not like the mending spell. It's literally just trying to fix it without any tools nearby.
It's as if just one of us just trying to mend it.
Exactly.
Manually.
It's maybe using some tape, maybe some of the tools you guys have on the table, some feathers and stuff like that. Oh, speaking of snow, I need to figure out why, even though panning's off for Twitch, for the Twitch point of
Please.
view, it keeps going towards the people who talk in chat.
Panning for us as well.
Really, it's off on everyone's thing.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I turned my own one off, and it's still fine. Like it doesn't. You have to go into the settings for your character.
I also turned it off. I went through everyone's things. I checked when I was alone, and it wasn't working when I was talking to other people's characters on off screens and stuff. So I'm trying to figure out what setting that is. I may not be able to fix it for right now, but it will be fixed eventually. But anyhow, I imagine if all this is going on, you guys are separating, going on your own way, and we'll kind of, end the scene here and move to the next day, unless there's something you guys want to do immediately or right now.
Sure.
I just would have tried to make sure the chair looks as neatly together as at least all the pieces are together neatly.
It's in a little tiny pile.
I like to think that once Philia and Morrigan get their snacks, they do end up studying on one of their big beds while eating snacks.
Oh.
That's just the best way to study, and that works better. Everyone knows that.
You guys are roommates, right?
I hope. No, they're
No.
not. I hope it's
And
Lily's
they
room.
were roommates.
If only.
No, we
Yeah,
can go in
sorry,
my
it's
room.
me, guys.
You could study in one of your lounges and stuff. Yeah.
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 All right. Turns off music. I gotta preload the map, but there's something in my way on my HUD. There we go. Alright. You all go back to your rooms and you spend, your time throughout the day doing as you wish. And then, you kind of fall into a slumber. Early in the morning, probably around 7 or so, you all have your alarms go off on your tablet. It could have been a rooster call. It could have been a little tiny musical jingle. It's whatever you would want your preferred alarm to be. Let me turn the day, as it is now, Verto, the third day of the beginning of this month. So there you go. You remember that your class for the day is Abjuration first. So as you go through your morning rituals, brushing your teeth, taking a shower. If you take a shower in the morning, you grab your bag, walk out of your dorms, kind of like with all the other students. It's not only the first years, all these other students, second years, third years, fifth years, etc. All those people are going about their day, running, walking, jogging, even through the halls, trying to get through their classrooms on time. As
Can
you
I
all
roll? Can I roll a sneak or a hide check to sneak into the tall man's bags?
You just want to get into someone's random bag?
No, I want to get into Kel's bag.
Well, I was gonna say, eventually you guys all reconvene and find yourselves, like, kind of walking down the hallway, because you all have been assigned the same class, it looks like, abjuration. So as you guys kind of gather and start going that way, sure, you could roll it. Let me just get you to the map.
Yeah, I imagine that, like, we're in the same dorm because we're both in Rumble Song. I want to try to sneak into his bag and just be in there the whole time.
Right. It doesn't mean you left at the same time,
I assume he
Yeah.
notices me because I'm like 25 pounds, but he's just whether he does anything about that is up to him.
Would I notice him?
You guys can do contested rolls. He could roll stealth versus your passive perception.
25 pounds, so you probably noticed that your bag is like 25 pounds heavier than normal.
True. I wouldn't care. I would imagine I've known Kel would know people like you from his tribe because it's just a bunch of different races all hanging out. So he would probably know that sometimes they like to just hang out and be sleepy and lazy, right along with other people. Wouldn't bother him.
While walking to class, Morgan will continue her discussion with Lily. So, at which point of your 20-stage skincare routine do you actually take care of your bones? You need more than just skin to have a healthy body.
But, like, I can't touch the bones. How would I do anything to help them?
You know, vitamin D, right diet, but 20-step skincare, and it's just for your skin? You need more. What's your other thing for your... Do you have more steps for other care?
I mean, yeah, of course. Like, it's part of my whole family's thing. Like, we sell, like, special vitamins that help, like, my skin look so good. And, like, that's why my hair is so shiny. I mean, they're expensive potions, but it's worth it.
Is that why you're blonde? Are you not a natural blonde?
I mean, it's hard to tell. Like, I've always, like, colored it and stuff like that, so maybe. I don't know.
Do you think... So I haven't tried skincare, but maybe I should, because I have a really bad, like, scars on my face. Do you think it would help?
I have so much stuff that we can try.
Oh my god, that would be amazing!
I'm gonna give you all the premium things, and you know, all for free. I have so many free testers, so you can just have them all on me.
Because, like, the scar tissue is quite a disaster. At this point, she removes the really big fringe to show you the top of her face, and it's actually a massive disaster of Frankenstein scar tissue.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we can do. And I like slowly like pat the bags back down. Yeah.
yeah. You understand why it's an issue, huh?
Yeah, I'll ride home as well. We'll get some good recommendations. You look great.
Yeah, I am aware of the flood problems. It was an unfortunate accident.
Oh, well, we can fix it, you and me. I'm sure.
You know, even in the end, I have a face.
Yeah.
All right, as you guys, you can walk and do your own thing. As I search the web is hating me. All right, as you come, oh, go on.
Jeremiah, do you also use Lily's weird-ass hair care? Because you have really shiny hair.
Team blonde.
Oh, God.
That comes from a bit of a unique spot. Same kind of place my skin tone comes from.
Ah, fair enough.
Were we just racist
Wasn't always
again?
blue.
No, sidebar. Was this racist? Oh, God.
Wait, what do you mean it wasn't always blue? Come back!
Team racist, let's go!
All right.
Everyone wants
No!
As you all walk down this long hallway, you notice some signs about, what classroom is what. Ignore the floating portrait. That's totally not a map error. That's totally a floating portrait.
I can't see a floating portrait.
So on the left, as you walk down, there is enchantment. On the right, next to it, is transmutation. And then to your right immediately now is conjuration. And then to the left of where you are right now is abjuration. Alright, do you wish to enter?
Too scared to go in first. Is it that situation where no one's quite sure what class it is?
I couldn't find the door.
Alright, well, let me describe what you see.
Oh,
Help.
It was abjuration we're meant to go in, right?
Yes.
yeah.
Alright.
Kick down any
As you
door.
file into the classroom one by one. 1 second. You notice that you're on a raised balcony of sorts that surrounds a vast lower chamber, filled with strange arcane circles. 3 sets of metal doors line the center of the room, closed and secured with a combination of steel chains and magic.
Sorry, can you repeat that for a quick sec?
As you file into the classroom one by one, you notice that you're on like a raised balcony of sorts that surrounds a vast lower chamber that is filled with strange arcane circles. 3 sets of metal doors line the center of the room, closed and secured with a combination of steel chains and magic.
Okay.
So pick your seats. If you
I
can't
sit
fit
next to Jean because we're in the same house, so we're besties. But I can't move my token the way
Why
I
not?
want. Because I'm bad at this game.
Oh no, someone's gonna take Jean's seat. Oh, Kel took it. Oh, you snooze, you lose.
But Kel is my friend too.
I can trade. I liked Arth. Came to sit by Arth.
This is also a place for a student to sit, right? Yes.
No.
Ah,
You're squatting next to him.
I think I'll notice that Morgan's like trying to awkwardly sit over there.
I like Rick and this vampire fuck.
Alright, we'll go one at a
What a
time
crew.
as you pick your seats.
Wow. You really didn't have to do that, Zen. I was just being a dick. But I will take the place.
Immediately plops down. Now let's go one at a time from this. We'll start with the top as you sit down. So Jeremiah, as you sit down, you're sitting next to somebody, I don't know if you met them exactly, but someone from your same house. The Sea Elf Vias is to your, I guess it would be, if you're in character, it'd be your left, because you're facing, like, into the middle of the room. And on your right is, a dark-skinned human, who I don't think you've met. Let me double check real quick. Personalities.
She's in the house we're not in.
Yeah. She'll look over at you as you sit down and offer you a hand. Like a quick, handshake, if you take it.
Yeah, I would.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Ezra Baker.
Jeremiah.
And that's all she says. She's just giving you an introduction, and then she goes back to looking at her Abjuration Tome book, which is, there's a nice little, you guys are sitting on stools with, these standing, desks, essentially, these standing, what do you call it? It's where you replace a book. It's a pedestal of sorts for your book and your tome book, your tome and your, tablet, essentially. Next to that, we'll go to Asterius, who is sitting next to Erdon, and Jess, who I imagine this is fitting. You guys are from the same house. You're of the same type of rank and family, and so what do you say anything to him as you sit down, Asterius, or you just kind of just give him a nod?
I think I give him the familiar nods. We've met in our our dorms and already set ourselves up as elite as fuck. I think if anything, I give an approving nod to Hirana for also picking this side. Jeremiah on the other end, I think I'm well pleased with how this setup is.
All the rank ones are pretty much sitting next to each other up there.
Except for one guy down here.
Yep. Alright, so going on with Hernan, do you say anything to the people who sit next to you? I don't know if you've met Erden or not, but you can kind of see as you sit down that he has the same class 1, brooch on.
Yeah, I definitely kind of make it obvious I see the rank 1 and give it kind of an up nod.
Yeah, Erden will kind of look at you as you sit down. He'll notice your own class rank, and he'll kind of give a nod, Erden Nelbers. He won't shake your hand, he'll just introduce himself.
Harana. Just kind of put one hand over, my left shoulder, almost a tiny bit bow.
Alright. And Air Genasi next to you kind of rolls her eyes and then goes back to looking at her tome.
I didn't even notice her.
Mm-hmm.
She drank 3.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus, he's worse than I am.
Right.
All right, Dahlia, you sit down next to a tiefling boy. Amber pale skin. Oh, sorry, gray skin with amber pale eyes. He's kind of humming a tune to himself, and then he kind of sees that you turns to you as you sit down, and kind of like gives like a little, "Oh, hi! I don't think I've met you. My name's Maris."
Hello. I'm Dahlia.
Are you excited for our first
Hello.
class?
I'm very, very excited. I have all my notebooks ready, and I got brand new pens and quins and inks. And my aunt got. Yes, I'm excited.
Oh, that's good. You'll see his tail kind of curl around his
Nailed it.
leg as he
Nailed
kind of
it.
sits there and kind of looks through his books, kind of humming to himself.
Okay.
All right, Ermi. You're sitting next to a girl from another class. Immediately you can tell that she stands out from the other students. You can tell that she has sort of like a radiant warmth kind of ebbing from her. She has a lovely mixture of silver and teal hair with glowing eyes of a similar hue. Upon her, like next to her, essentially, where she's sitting, like her, I don't want to say desk because it's not really a desk, but her seat, I guess, would be more appropriate. You see, there's like a bag for like training supplies, like more for like those of a martial affliction. She'll kind of look at you as you approach. Do you do anything immediately, or do you just kind of sit down and plop yourself there?
I slipped out of Cal's bag very, very noticeably, even though he wasn't trying to be. He just kind of flopped on the floor and sleepily just went to the chair and sat down.
All right. She'll give you like a not like a big smile, but like a warm, like polite smile in your direction, and then go back to reviewing her book.
I nod at her.
Similarly, Kel, you're near her too. Do you say anything to this Asmar before I go to your other neighbor?
I just smile and nod.
She'll turn and look at you, and I guess she'll take you in and see that you're kind of a similar style as her. Like, I imagine there are telltale signs that you've been training with a weapon before.
Yeah,
The blisters on your
scars
hands and scars, yeah. And she'll give you a polite smile and nod. Like, one of those nods like, oh, yeah. She notices, like, you as a warrior.
I'm too stupid to notice, like, if she's being different. I just do my same smile and nod.
Yeah, smile and nod. Meanwhile, next to you, jittering out of nervousness and shyness, is a dark elf girl who's kind of like shaking a bit. She has gray skin, pale white eyes. Her hair is all frazzled and out of the place, and she's kind of like she's doing that like nervous twitch in her chair, kind of looking left and right. Squinting a bit because it's daylight, but not it's not blinding, but it's definitely coming through the windows. And then she'll like look in your direction, see that you're if you're like looking at her, she'll like immediately look away, like, oh god.
Hi.
So like almost fall out of her stool.
I happened to just notice you forgot to brush your hair. I always keep a brush on me. So, and I reach into my bag and I hand her a brush that Kel always has.
Out of like social awkwardness of not knowing what to do, when she's handed something, she'll take it immediately, but not like brush her hair. She's just holding it. Like,
Is the brush covered in Ermi's fur?
it's from your bag, yeah, is it?
Yeah, it would probably have a little bit of his fur on it and a little bit of my hair.
She's kind of like look at the fur, like not knowing what to do with this fur-covered brush.
It's okay. You can hold on to it and just give it back to me when you want.
Okay. And she's kind of sitting there, like facing the middle of the classroom now, just holding this brush in between both her hands in front of her, like not knowing where to put it, not where to do it. She's just holding on to it for the rest of class now.
I like that. All right. I don't even like notice how nervous she is. I just look away.
Kel's the nicest person in this team, it must be said.
All right, Philia, you're sitting next to a goblin girl and a gnome girl. The gnome you recognize, she's from the same dorm. I don't know if you've interacted with her a lot. You may have learned her name in passing. It's Rhaezyra. And then to your left is a goblin girl you never met. She's kind of sitting excitedly while Nora, the dark elf girl, is kind of like a nervous wreck. This goblin's more of like an energetic, hyper energy creature, like bouncing up and down, waiting for class to start. Looks at you. Hi there.
Hi, I'm Philia, but all my friends call me Lily, and of course, we're gonna be friends, so you can call me Lily.
I'm Oldie.
It's so nice to meet you, and I know my good friend Rizzy. She hasn't learned all the names yet. She's trying her best.
I would just don't try.
You don't like it? People love nicknames.
I don't. And then she goes back to her, reviewing her tomes.
Okay, good talk.
You see Oldie kind of is frowning at Rhaezyra, kind of sticking her tongue out. Some people are just so up their own, their heads, they think they're better than everyone.
Oh, it's okay. I always win them over eventually.
And she'll kind of just sit there and kind of bounce her head back and forth while waiting for class to start.
I'm gonna slip her a friendship bracelet.
She puts it on immediately.
Yeah!
Like, the devil works fast, but Lily with the friendship kit set is amazing.
Morgan, you're sitting next to Jean, who is from your same house, and I think you guys interacted before, if only in passing.
Yeah.
And then next to another human, who I don't think you've met before. He seems to be of a more muscular build, similar to Kel. Although he does not seem to have any swords or anything on him. He seems to have a wand that lacks, it's more of a handle than an actual wand. And he's kind of just sitting there looking at the book, kind of reviewing the introduction to this tome absentmindedly. And meanwhile, Jean to your right is focused. He's zoomed on in. He's kind of looking at his sister from across the room, Jess, and kind of scowling a bit as he kind of doubles down on his own preparations.
So Morrigan sits there and notices that both people aren't really acknowledging her, and she just starts to stare forward and zone out completely. She's in her own world. No one can reach her.
Are familiar faces.
No, she's not bothered. She just zones out immediately.
So all of you are in your own world over there. Okay. As you take your seats at one of the stools in the room, the door opens once more as a woman enters it. She walks with a noble gait to her steps, with long, pure white hair flickering behind her reach clang of her steel-heeled boots. She wears a military-look outfit, adorned with several high-ranking medals of service, although one sleeve drifts behind her like a cape. Indeed, you notice now after you've taken her initial vibes, that this woman seems to have lost an arm in addition to her legs, each replaced by faintly humming arcane limbs, although her overall presence seems to take away from these key features of, her wounds. She makes her way to the teacher's desk, placing down a large tome that she had been carrying. She looks at each and every one of you as her eyes scan the room, her piercing gaze seemingly like that of a beast. After a tense silence, she speaks, her voice relatively calm, despite her aggressive appearance. Welcome to Abjuration 101, arguably the most important course you'll have this year. My goal in the next few months that I'll have you is to make sure that you do not die before your lives have even started. She waves her hand over a large crystal orb at the center of her desk, conjuring forth a see-through blackboard above her. Words are written upon it as she speaks. My name is Mira Miet. Let's get started. Today, we'll be focusing on going over what abjuration magic is, as well as what you all know about it. Let us start with the most basic of questions. When you think of abjuration magic, what comes to mind? And you guys can answer if you so wish.
Morgan will raise her hand.
Yeah, she'll look your way.
I've read a lot of books about, like, you know, tombs and adventurers and them having to solve a puzzle to get into a tomb. Of course, this is like a fantasy book, but that's what I associate with it.
She'll nod. Alright. Anyone else?
Is it not magic meant to protect yourselves?
That is the very basic of understanding of it. Well done. Yes, she'll motion to Hernan, who has his hand raised.
Yeah, isn't it to shield you from both elements and magic and physical attacks? Protective shield.
Indeed. To sum it up, Abjuration is all about magical spells and effects designed for protection, shielding, and, although none of you pointed it out, it can also be used defensively. Now then, could anyone name a few practical applications of Abjuration spells? There's no right answer, so feel free to speak up if anything that comes to mind.
Various types of wards or abjuration, if I'm not mistaken.
Something as simple as mage armor?
Protection from harmful effects.
You all seem to be focused on more combat-related spells for it, and that's good. However, keep in mind, the heat shielding used within this very school is from Abjuration magic. It is also used for containment, such as keeping goods secure for shipment, and is also used for treating daily illnesses and diseases. Therefore, just keep in mind, Abjuration is all around you, even if it's not obvious. Now then, what do you think makes a good Abjuration spell? Do you think it is the strength of the barrier, or the duration? Or perhaps something else entirely?
Gonna awkwardly raise her hand.
Yeah, she'll motion over to you.
Does it not depend on what the intent is? Duration means nothing against something that is short-lived but powerful?
That is a good view to take. Indeed, some Abjuration spells are more useful in certain circumstances, such as if you're being attacked, the famous shield spell can help mitigate it entirely, but it does not last long. Meanwhile, if you're trying to set up a place of safety and warmth, such as our very academy, you want something with a longer duration rather than immediate impact. Anyone else?
Would the total energy always end up being broadly the same? If it's more powerful, it would always have to be occurring over a shorter time period compared to the amount of energy that went in.
Energy is a good discussion to have, indeed. If something is more powerful, you could view the relative duration to be equivalent to the power. For instance, something long-term could be viewed as having the same amount of power than something such as Shield, which is instantaneous. However, we can also augment the energy required to make something that is long-lasting also powerful, such as the Grand Ward. Likewise, you can make something instantaneously weaker, if that is fitting for the spell casting, such as an enchantment that you don't want to overwhelm the caster.
Can you use Abjuration to counter or cancel magic itself?
That is a more advanced course, but you're not wrong to bring that up. But you can use Abjuration to entirely disrupt the aether that a wizard or another caster is using to make it so that their spell does not go off entirely. Likewise, you can also use it to dispel magic that has been placed for eons, although to do so requires great focus as well as a proportionate amount of energy. For instance, dispelling something of first level would be relatively easy, but trying to dispel the Grand Ward around the academy would be nigh impossible. Moving on with that then, who or what are we typically protecting ourselves from in the world when one thinks of Abjuration?
raise his hand again. The environment, like outside influence, it's a basic, maybe silly, but like
Here in Nagala, you wouldn't be wrong, but I'm talking about on a more grand, worldwide scale. Some of the other students will give also answers, but I can't roleplay every student asking myself questions. I'll go insane. So
Do
your
it,
answers-
tell it.
No, I refuse. I have like 2 more hours to go.
It's things from outside this plane, right?
There you go. Elementals and other extraplanar threats, such as outsiders, the devils and demons from the hells. It is to protect from outer planar threats. One more question then for the class. What do you think is the most challenging aspect of abjuration magic?
Is it the mental hardship of always having to protect?
That is more of the pathos of the school of magic itself. I'm talking more of the actual casting of the spells from abjuration.
I feel like the sigils are really hard to draw.
You're on the right track. Anyone else?
Don't they all require vocal components?
Most spells do, but there are some that do not. Anyone else?
It's how fast you can cast them.
That is on point. It is both sustaining a spell, being able to cast it quickly, and knowing when to use it. For instance, casting Absorb Elements, we are being hit by fire, but will not protect you from something such as something more magical in nature that deals a more forceful approach, or something that bypasses that entirely, that will attack your life's energy. And also being able to sustain it. For instance, if you're trying to cast a long-lasting barrier, you have to focus on it for not only a day but an entire year to make it permanent in some cases, which can take fatigue on someone. As your lessons start to come to a close, there's some more questions being asked going back and forth, but those are the major ones for the day. Mira will look at you all one last time. While I know you'll be swarmed for your lessons from now on, I want you all to leave this room with one piece of advice. The most important resource in magic is your life. I hope that you'll make sure to study the spells I'll be teaching you all throughout the duration of your attendance here, as well as the tactics. Next time, we'll start learning Rensu's Tether, a very practical and useful cantrip that it sees use even to this day upon the battlefield. And then she'll kind of wave her hand over her orb again, closing the blackboard, and you'll hear a chime ring out throughout the school indicating that the class is now over. And students will get up and start leaving and go into their next class. You have some downtime between now and necromancy if you wish to discuss amongst yourselves or talk to your other students as you're getting ready to leave.
Where's the vending machine?
Bottom left.
I didn't want to go that way.
Oh, hi there!
Sorry.
You just push him out of his stool.
I'm so sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
I'm gonna take my brush back, I think.
She'll hand it over. She seems to be immediately relieved that she no longer has to hold it.
Did she use it at all?
She did not, and her entire notebook is blank.
Oh.
Because she was holding it the whole time.
I hand her a copy of my notes and say, "Here, you could just give me these back when you copy them."
Stop giving her things.
She'll look at this book as if now she has to treat it with like the utmost respect without risk breaking it.
I just put my brush in my bag and smile and nod and walk off.
Yeah, she clutches it close to her chest, looking back and forth as someone's about to come steal it. She's like, "Oh god."
Oh god.
I've just
Army
ruined her
seems to
week.
acquire sausage.
Was that Ermi?
He seeks to acquire sausage from the vending machine.
Okay.
Oh, from the vending machine.
I thought you were
Go grab
like,
the
I thought you were looking for the Goliath who's not in your class at the moment. You're like, where is she? You're like on your stool looking around, like, where's that jerky lady?
Oh, definitely already looked. She wasn't in here.
All right, let me move you all outside unless you're talking to any of the NPCs.
Just oh, there I go.
Am I missing one of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or Hernan's probably over.
Yeah, he's at the vending
with
machine.
Jeremiah, yeah. Do you guys wish to reconvene at the vending machines and talk? Or do you want to go immediately to your next class?
Let's go. I'm happy to go to the next class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tossed Jeremiah just something random from my pile and keep walked to class.
Okay.
I don't know what you got, Jeremiah, but I hope it's good.
Reloads the Necromancy class map.
Wait, do you have the ability to load parts of this map, or is it on a separate map entirely?
It's on an entire map differently. This one has a couple, other ones have more independent rooms, because I felt like it made more sense. Here, let me put you there. Also, to place 8 tokens at the same time. There you go. Can't make any duplicate. No, everyone's good. Okay. Necromancy.
Oop. It's spooky.
Spoopy,
All right.
spoopy,
To describe before you go into the room. Pretty much you're going down to the dungeons for the Necromancy class. As you kind of move down these staircases, you notice that it gets significantly more cold down here. Almost to the point where it's almost at freezing. Your uniforms keep you warm. They're lined with both enchantments and also, very isolating materials. But it is definitely noticeable upon your faces and any skin that's out of your uniform.
The temperature helps preserve everything. It's quite good. Get chilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you kind of come.
Morgan will have brought her own fingerless gloves because she expected this.
Let me turn on the lights. There you go. All right, you can see there's kind of a waiting room outside of the class as well. They got a lounge for last minute studying, as well as a huge vent. A lot of vents even where all this mist is coming up from below, most likely chilled by some sort of magical process.
Kel will smell it.
Roll me survival.
Shit.
Oh god. You do this to yourself.
Oh.
All right. It's
Not great.
He's not gonna die. They don't have anything toxic in the school. But from your time out in the wilderness, you recognize some of this sense. This is definitely this hint of herbs that are used to preserve bodies.
Ah.
And Ermi, of 15, you would also know that. Let me drag
Ermi
a stair.
looks very comfortable. He doesn't look like he feels the cold at all.
All right. You guys are here on time, so let me open the door now and describe what you see.
I love that our portraits become clearer as the effect goes. That's so cool.
You can actually set up to there's 4 different animations, depending on if someone's talking or not. So you can have I've seen streamers have it so there's the idle position, then they talk it's the same picture lit up, but the mouth is moving.
I would just take the credit and say you programmed this yourself. And
Yeah. This I totally made reactive.
Wow.
I did this. This is me. This is mine. Smile.
His real name is David Foundry.
Yeah, that's me.
Clap, clap, clap.
All right, let me open the door. All right. As you file into this basement classroom through these heavy steel doors, you first notice the strong scent of preservatives and chemicals. Before you is a room best described as a morgue. Marbled and pristine tables line the vast room before you. The temperature is low, so low that you can see your breath as you walk towards your seat of choice. You can have 4 tray tables to choose your table.
I can't. I have one friend and you took him from me. That is so rude.
You have some of each other, who would have thought?
Oh,
Anyhow,
Kel, you can join us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bodies encased in glass tubes float in a strange green liquid further into the room. Faint creaking noises can be heard from faintly from below you through grated flooring. A human woman with unkempt gray hair sits behind the teacher's desk. Her face rests directly upon it, and you can swear she's sleeping. She wears a teaching uniform.
Weasel.
Alright, has everyone taken their seat of choice?
Where's Amy?
Ermi, choose your seat.
Jeremy can go where he wants. He's a free ferret.
Remember, 4 to a table. I understand that it's hard to do the tables exactly, so only, That's okay, it's okay. I can fix this. I can fix this.
You can fix it.
No, oh! Morrigan is now on a cherry table with Asterius. This is interesting. Asterius, you know, this is quite a good class. It's pretty exciting.
I gotta
Is
break
it?
up the dynamic duo.
Oh,
I can't believe that the teacher already separated me and Lily.
I'm a
Ermi
disruption.
makes sure that he is at the same table as Morrigan.
Oh.
It didn't particularly look like the teacher did that on purpose. You might be looking into it a bit too much.
The hand of God reaches
yeah.
up and lifts Morrigan to a different table than Philia.
Yeah, you know, sometimes with, especially magic users, when they look like they're not paying attention, they're controlling the atmosphere in a different way.
Oh, they know.
To sit next to Cal.
I thought I had something necromancy sounding. Where did it go?
Spooky, scary skeleton.
Spooky, spooky skeleton.
Wasn't that? Let's see. Was it? That'll do. All right. As the bell chimes to mark the hour, as it resonates throughout the school grounds, you can see your teacher jolt awake as if planned. Her thick glasses are slightly off balance from her sleep, and you notice deep bags under her gray eyes. She wipes the faintest trail of drool off her face with the back end of one of her sleeves, before immediately beginning her lesson without missing a beat. Welcome to Necromancy 101, the School of Magic Without Rest. I'm your teacher, Elira Duskvale. To start, who could tell me what necromancy is?
Morrigan will politely raise her hand.
Of course.
You.
It's a school of magic that leans on the power of life, both like living health, but also the dead.
She seems surprised. Indeed. It's controlling the ebb and flow of life energy, the balance between life and death. This can come across in the form of both healing or draining life. With that said, which of these factors do you first think of when you hear necromancy?
Well, you know, you're not making it easy with the dead things and the linguistics of the word necro, but most people think of the dead first.
Indeed. Which, you know, it is the focus of it in a way. What would be one downside of necromancy magic?
Morgan has no answer for any possible downside of necromancy magic.
Ermi's gonna speak up and just say perception.
Indeed.
Read.
It's the social norms as well as the toll it takes upon either the caster or the target.
Not to mention hygiene.
Morgan sits there with hair maybe a little bit unwashed.
Despite
No
what you may
work on
think
it.
about necromancy, it is very hygienic. Everything's preserved to the point where it's even more clean than a normal body.
Looks at Morrigan. Uh-huh.
The cat skull she has in her bag is pristine.
Wait, what?
She puts the skull on the desk.
Would just
that
like
gonna-
to confirm you had that before you came to the school, yes?
Of course!
Okay.
I've had whiskers for, I don't know, a decade or so?
Whiskers.
Did you know him when he had whiskers?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Exit out.
Does that talk to you as well?
I like to think so.
Alright. Your teacher will go on. What do you think of the phrase, necromancy is a form of memory?
Wait, necromancy is a form of memory.
Oh, I totally agree with that. Like, when we see the bodies, every body remembers everything it went through in life. Its scars, its dents.
Mm-hmm. She'll nod. Like this is like when like the TA is very like sees a student who is
Fucking
exactly the
teacher's
same
pet.
field. Like she can tell that you know necromancy. She's kind of like nodding to herself, like yes, maybe this class won't be as tiring as I thought it was gonna be. And then she'll look around for anyone else to answer. Open-ended answer, you know. The question is, what do you think of the phrase necromancy is a form of memory?
Kel will raise his hand
She'll look at you.
and say it could be disrespectful to the memory.
Anyone else immediately just kind of ignores the fact that you said that about her school magic.
How is...
I didn't say I felt disrespected, but I just like I
Let him
goes back to scribbling notes.
Really?
Doodling.
You do not mean to actually maintain a memory. Like, all the undead that we seem to have is sort of a very manual labor purpose. Surely you do not want any memory to remain.
There are many different takes on this. For instance, casters can not only just talk to the dead and departed, but also transcend information through generations, through bloodlines. When it comes to more manual undead, of course we don't want them to remember, but them existing is remembrance in itself. Of their debts they had in life, or of what they were in life. You may see an undead that was serving the country for hundreds of years, a testament from its own generation and time. Necromancy allows us to see things that would have otherwise been forgotten. Now then, a final question for you all. What role does intention play with necromantic magic?
Oh, but the intention is literally the difference between life and death.
How so? Leans forward in her desk.
We can see that necromancy is like how you use the life's essence and interact with it. And if you intend to use it for healing, then the same knowledge can be used to heal a human or repair their body as can be used to hurt.
What is your name?
Morgan? Lamort?
Ah, Lamart, that explains much. You're right. A dark intent can corrupt a seemingly benign necromantic spell, such as raise the dead becoming raise undead. It could turn spells that would cause healing to others, such as inflict wounds. This can be done vice versa depending on the feelings of the caster. In fact, both spells are the same in foundation but taught differently. For instance, raising something into undeath is the exact same formula as raising something back to life. It is based on how you go about learning it, and the intention behind it, as well as the ingredients used in the casting spell that changes it. Two sides of the same coin. Just eating jerky inside this, like, the morgue. Army.
You must have
God,
just
I
picked
hope
it
that's
up.
jerky.
Sure
Hope it's
am.
jerky. Yeah. Alright. The rest of the class will continue going about, like, intent, the basics of necromantic magic, some of the uses of it, such as, the undead servants that maintain the capital city as well as the rest of Nagala. How even the gods support necromancy magic depending on the god. How it can be used to bring back the dead back to life. Reincarnation's also a form of necromancy. All this other, like, all these bigger spells, these big spells that are kind of all related to this dark school magic that people think is evil, but they only think of the evil part and they don't realize that the good part is from literally the same school.
And then, from my understanding, how is this, like, from a school point of view, meant to work, right? Like, this is meta-wise. We're not all gonna learn these spells. This is to gain, like, an understanding of how this, like, universe works or something.
If you can learn it, you'll learn it. But it's gonna be like, you're not gonna be learning, like, 3rd level raised dead spells yet. You're gonna be learning, like, the early on necromantic spells. For instance, Duskvale slumps down into your chair as your lesson nears its end. Necromancy might be on the decline in terms of fancy servants, but it's still a core school of magic for the upkeep of our country. From keeping the sewers clean to construction in hazardous locations, undead are the backbone of our comfort. My goal this academic year is to get rid of any misconceptions about necromancy being evil or corrupt. For the next lesson, please review the basic formula for Spare the Dying on page 54 of your textbook. We'll be going over that in great detail next week. And then she'll kind of pass back out on her table.
It's so efficient to just sleep at your table. Wow.
Is she okay? Do we have to, like, call someone, or...?
No, Lily, this is efficiency. Oh, I wish I was like him. Oh.
Oh, should we, like, sleep right now?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I put my head on the desk.
It's very cold.
Oh, no, maybe... Class is done? Yeah?
Class is done.
Yeah. It's a special type of skill to fall asleep really fast, and some people manage to, like, do regular, like, 20-minute naps, and that's how you use your time and day most efficiently. Oh, I wish I was like that.
But we could do it somewhere, like, warm, right?
But then you're not close to your work.
You could take the work somewhere. Oh, no, not if you're I see the problem.
I bet your line is in a comfortable place. Love magic. I bet that's, like, all nice perfumes and wines.
Oh, yeah, of course. We have the best, like, you have all of the best, like, mansions very pretty, but obviously the commune's very nice as well. Like, people don't fall in love in, like, terrible places.
Do you have a spa?
Yeah, of course I have a spa. We should go. You should come visit me on the holidays.
Yes!
Oh my god. Cal,
you can come to my house too.
Oh! Is there lots of dead bodies, or is it like...
Yeah, tons! They're really interesting!
Okay, so my house first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you will both love our house butler. They've been with us forever, and they serve us tea, and sometimes they make a little mistake, or they lose one of their bones. Mostly their funny bone. They never laugh when I make a joke.
That actually sounds fun.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh no.
Alright. And do you guys wish to have dinner RP, or do you want to go to the next day of classes?
I think I want to mix up the class vibe with another event.
Okay.
Sure, we can do dinner.
I mean, where did half 2 weeks go? I'm missing 2 students.
Food. I get it. Ermi knows what's up. Oh, so Kel, once we had a big issue because my brother had a new dog, but the dog hadn't quite figured out which bones are for chewing and which bones are for leaving alone. So was really difficult because like a bunch of bones that belonged to the people that worked like around our house were all in the gardens, and how do we figure out what belongs to who? And the dog was a very good boy, so we didn't want to be angry at it, but it was a very good puzzle for me and my brother to solve.
Actually sounds like it would be a really fun bonding activity.
Oh yeah, we're good friends.
Alright. As you go throughout your day, you kind of talk amongst yourselves. You're walking through the halls, kind of, just mingling amongst yourselves. And it's evening hours, and it's definitely time for dinner. And so you're all kind of walking through, talking about your first day of classes, as you make your way to the grand hall, where you can sit down at your tables. You can sit with others from not your school, but usually kind of try to sit where your house dorm is. You can have your meal. Once you're all loaded from necromancy. The ones who are already loaded in are just beelining and they're gone. They didn't wait.
Beelining to food. I get it.
Let me in.
Alright, as you enter this grand hall, you can see that there are countless meal choices, from vegetarian to vegan, even to full-on roasts. There is like an option for anyone and everything, even like race-dependent meals, such as something that only like Dragonborn could eat, for instance, such as like a very like big piece of meat, or a lot of just anything for anyone. I can't like it's such a like it's like one of those scenarios where like anything you can think of is there. Like these tables are filled. It's like a platter, but you don't have to go up and get it. It's already there for you to pick from each of your tables.
It's Harry Potter.
Pretty much.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Boy who lived, didn't it? Wanker. That's it. That's the bit.
Alright, you can choose your seats, and you see much like these tables go on for way longer than they are on the map, but that would be like impossible to do. So like just like imagine there's like hundreds of other students also here than the ones you can see, from different years, eating, talking, like laughing, just enjoying their meals.
I'm gonna get a huge stack of food.
Alright,
I gotta eat a lot.
Is there spaghetti?
There's spaghetti.
Hell yes. Let's go.
Alright. Well, let's go from the left to the right, I guess. Kel, Philia, and Asterius. You're also down at your dorm table. Your house table. And you're sitting amongst some people that you've met, and it's up to you if you want to interact with them, or you could interact with each other. Asterius, you do note that there is someone from Phoenix Flight who kind of looks at you as you approach and rolls her eyes. She goes back to eating her meal.
Sorry, what? Who? Someone from who? Where?
Someone from Phoenix Flight rolls her eyes as you kind of sit down.
Who's that? Who was that? Who was that? Erin. Is she a familiar face?
You can roll
But
history.
she is a first-class student. Ooh.
Is the familiar face random? Tell me now!
You can roll history. I said you can roll history. Okay. From like the things on her clothes, and based on like how, despite wearing humble clothing, she has like a brooch that you could recognize is from the Bazaar family, which is a very influential merchant family in Ogala.
Oh, I see. Competition.
You notice that she's sitting next to an Air Genasi with like very, hair cut down towards like the bottom of her chin and so, and they're kind of like having a conversation amongst themselves. You may also remember that this Air Genasi is the one who did not seem to be on good terms with like you guys, as you like kind of sat down. She kind of rolled her eyes at Hernan.
That's fine.
That's a different dorm anyway. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. Pricks.
Alright. Philia, Kel, and Asterius, you wish to talk to, or you just kind of like want to mingle amongst yourselves eating your meal?
I would have loaded up as much meat as possible and just be scarfing that down,
Okay.
mingling with Philia and Asterius.
Yeah, imagine Lily's trying to like get a better impression with Asterius, but he's probably not interested. She sat down very excited.
He's like a little tiny plop. You're just already like kind of like sitting there like smiling at him.
Isn't it so fun that we're in the same house?
Yeah, 1 second. This Erin, right? I'm actually fucking forced to make notes, and I fucking hate it.
Aaron, yeah.
She's from another big trading family, and she hates my ass, right? That's the gist of it.
You could do an insight check if you want to get her vibes. You just saw that she rolled her eyes at you. Okay, I mean, you can tell that there's something about you that she's not very like vibing with, but she's not like she doesn't hate your guts outright. Is what you kind of get. You just feel like you have the feeling you did something that may have, caused her like that. Maybe there's rumors around you. You're not sure, but you just, doesn't seem to be happy with you right now.
Jesus, can't believe I've taken notes. Okay, yeah. Hi. Someone was talking to me.
It's just Lily rambling about how great it is that we're hanging out and that we're all friends and that we're in the same house. And isn't it all lovely?
Most of what you said just now is true.
Alright, next to you, you see Amirus kind of like lean over offer you his hand. Hi, Asterius, right? Saw you in class earlier, Amirus. We have abjuration together.
Who's that? Mirrors on my left?
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's so much happening. Fuck me.
He's a tiefling, boy.
Oh yes, that's us. We are in the same classes.
Honestly, can't believe I'm here, I come from a humble family, and I just like to dance, and I somehow got in. I think I'll do good here. How do you get in?
For someone who doesn't know how he got in, you did get your hands on the second rank. You've done well. That's surely more than just dance.
I mean, I guess you can say my dance kind of, is magical. It kind of, I pretty much feel the vibe of the world and kind of lead into whenever I want to cast a spell, and then, it's not like clicking my heels, it's not easy.
You feel the vibe of the world.
Yeah.
Insight check.
Okay.
The fuck is this guy on about? Oh god, I have no clue.
You have heard rumors that bards are more connected to the world in the sense of like on a soul spiritual level. They're the ones who can like wear their souls on a sleeve and sing or dance or play instruments to make magic happen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's also said that music is one of the oldest types of magic in the world.
That's cool. Well done. It is a privilege to be here.
Ermi's gonna drive by here this conversation and just be like, "My family dances for war," and then continue eating.
As you sit down, you sit down next to a young changeling child, and they seem to be reaching towards you.
I'm not gonna stop them, but I'm not sitting down. I'm just grabbing food and eating it.
Yeah, they'll like kind of give you a pat, and then you hear them go, "Oh my god, you're so adorable. Your fur is, oh, that's so soft. How do you keep it this soft?"
Sleep. Lots of sleep.
Sleep, got it. I have to try being
That's
the
what
apartment
they
next
mean
time.
by beauty rest.
Their lives are just so energy filled. Look at them go.
There you go.
If any of you are noticing, he is putting an like concerning amount of food into his mouth, like just over time.
Like chipmunk, like storing in your mouth.
Yeah.
No, he's actually just eating it. He's eating way more than you think this creature probably should be able to.
As you run by, you'll see Scar kind of give you a little tiny paw wave. Like, oh hey, Ermi.
I sit and chat.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He has a little tiny booster seat. His little legs are kind of waving back and forth as he's eating his meal. He's also kind of like you. He's just stuffing his his left cheek is full of this meat he's eating. The food's good, isn't it? I wasn't expecting this much meat. Barely saw any back home.
So many different types.
All right, let's move on to another table.
Hermie's gotten excited, so he's zooming a little bit.
Phoenix Flight.
Let him zoom.
Oh, David.
Lapis Scale. We have 1% at Lapis Scale.
Hey.
Hey.
So Hernan, what have you been up to? Are you sitting next? Are you talking? Are you talking to?
I just picked
Nakan next to you, or?
No, initially I just picked a seat that had an open seat right next to me, so my mage hand was carrying an extra plate. So I got 2 plates right next to me.
Okay, you see.
And unless some of them.
No, I was gonna say you see this Goliath boy, easily taller than you or even Kel, as Goliath. He's just sitting there eating a lot of food, and he looks over at you as you sit down. Huh. I don't think we've talked much. Name's Nakan.
Nakan?
Yeah.
It is good. I am Haran, and he starts polite, and then his eyes see that 3. Starts a slight frown from the smile. Yes, good to meet you.
Is the food not to your liking? Although I find it hard to believe, this is better than anything they have at the clans. And he's like stuffing his face with some food, munching.
Oh, the food. I'll give it a try. I think I can eat my fair share. Might be able to eat you under the table.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. And you notice as he's talking, he has a lot of tattoos. They're very like tribal looking tattoos that seem to have some sort of purpose, but you could roll Arcana if you wish to know more, but that's all you get from a basic idea. From like a glance. Alright, these are tattoo style magic. Often found in the Barrens. You can tell that he is either someone from the Barrens or his clan came to Nogala long ago and brought that magic with them. But you can tell that he casts magic through just raw strength.
Oh, that magic, it goes through your runes, not your ether?
You noticed them, huh? I didn't expect many people to know about them. Yeah, this is rune magic. The tattoo variant. My clan always did this. My father was a very strong caster. All it takes is a flex of my muscles and a thought in my mind, and I can make magic.
People always underestimate that. Why, with my breath alone, I could freeze this entire table.
I always imagined what it would be like to be a Dragonborn. It's kind of rare around where I'm from, at least. Do you feel it in your gut, or is it kind of like in the back of your throat?
Oh, no, down in my chest, by my heart.
Man, that's so impressive.
That's where true strength comes from.
You think you could teach someone to do that?
I think you have to have the natural talent.
And I'll leave you. We'll go to another conversation as he's kind of like asking you Dragonborn things. He's giving off this very like humble. He's excited to learn more about you. He doesn't see you as a rank first class. He doesn't see you only as a Dragonborn. He's asking questions about like your clans, but also like what was like where you grew up. Where he grew up, it was always cold. And he had to sleep with his siblings in a one room like essentially tent to stay warm. So he's just going into this very like humble talk.
Well, I don't mind bragging, essentially.
Yes, you're bragging. He doesn't pick up on that. He thinks you're just sharing information.
Oh yes, from the highest tower we always ate the finest mead.
Wow, you lived in a tower? We lived in the crumbles of a ruined one. Alright.
Yeah.
Moving on, let's talk with Dahlia. We have Morgan, and we also have Jeremiah. Over in the Wintermane house table. You just immediately sit down next to Jean again.
Yeah! Dark hair people! Spooky vibes!
Alright, he seems to be eating... He's eating very noble. Like, he's doing that thing where he's using the correct fork, the correct spoon. He's eating a proper amount of meal. He's not overindulging as he's kind of focused on eating properly, He's not reading or anything while eating, but he's just, he's enjoying his meal as you sit down next to him.
So, Jean, are you doing all right? Are you keeping up with your sister?
He'll finish eating and chewing his meal. He'll take a little tiny towel, essentially, that he tucked into his shirt, and he'll dab his corner of his mouth with it before he speaks. It's been a day. I don't think there's anything to keep up with. We haven't even had our first quizzes or exams yet. But the school's not as hard as I thought it would be.
I mean, at the same time, it's been a day. We just had the best class today. So nice to be at the necromancy place again.
Necromancy.
Good morgue.
Yes.
But yeah, a day. But you can already catch the vibes on whether someone is having a bad time or a good time.
Indeed. Was there anything you wish to discuss, or are you just making small talk?
I am making small talk.
He goes back to eating his meal and then looks down and sees as your ferret companion just has run off with like a piece of his dinner.
That's rude of Ernie. But I guess that's him.
He inhales and then exhales very slowly, keeping his calm as he just gets another piece of meat.
Do you want me to, talk to him?
I do not think you can talk to Parvin. I think they just do.
That's the kind of sounds like him.
This amount of messing around is tolerable, although if he keeps it up, I may have to have words with him.
I'm not sure if he will listen to anything but, holding snacks away from his reach.
As he eats, he'll glance over at Jeremiah. Is there anything you want to say to him or to Vias? Jeremiah, are you just kind of vibing there, examining these delicious meals you may have not even heard of yet?
Yeah, I'm a bit overwhelmed by some of the new food choices and everything. I'm gonna try and find something quite plain and familiar. I'm still eating in quite a noble fashion in a similar kind of way, proper etiquette, but the etiquette might seem a little bit different in a way.
And I imagine you're focusing on the traditional dishes, stuff that has been around for a while. That
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So could we see that you're trying to figure out what different types of food are?
I guess.
Or can I
probably.
roll
Good
insight,
question.
maybe?
It's up to you two.
Yeah, I guess rolling insight could make sense, for.
Up to you, Jeremiah.
Yeah, I guess picking up various things. It seems like a lot of the things that he probably noticed, the way he talks is quite traditional and formal in a way, and a lot of the things he has are all quite old and traditional, and
So, Jeremiah, even though you seem to be from around here, I get the idea that you don't know a lot of the food. And she starts picking out different things of food and just saying out loud what it is, not really assuming that you are from a very different place and haven't had local dishes yet. And
yeah, I've always been from here, but I've been away for a while, you could say. A lot.
Traveling?
Didn't really. I was in one place. Glance to the sides. I was kind of in a form of stasis, I suppose you could describe it.
Oh, wild! One of those magical experiments or something?
It's less of a experiment, more a just try not to mess with extraplanar beings. It doesn't really work out as well as you'd hope.
Oh, I bet that's a good, like, general thing to not do. Don't mess with
Yeah.
extraplanar beings is a good shout. Anyway, have you tried, like, these are weird beans? And I've heard they were only cultivated a few years ago.
No, I haven't. How do you need them with this sauce, or is it just?
So, you don't eat the outside, and she starts going exactly on how to eat the funky beans that are
Mhm.
new.
You see that Gene has paid attention to your conversation closely, Jeremiah, but he has not said or mentioned anything. Meanwhile, Vias next to you, who's also been looking, is just kind of like, oh, he's having a good vibe. He leans over and offers you a drink. Hey man, have you tried this sparkling juice? It's so good. So good.
It's sparkling.
Yeah. Oh, drink it. It's like a party in your mouth. And then it'd be like a carbonated juice essentially if you ate it. Had any.
It's not quite electric, but I can kind of see where where it gets the name from a bit.
So good, right? I imagine just the rest of your dinner is just Vias like joining in as Morgan's kind of feeding you all these different foods.
Yeah, just us having a good time being like, ooh, but this is good. And wait, I have to run to the other table because I saw that they have the specific pastries with the weird ass nut mince, and you have to try it.
Yeah, it's like just three people eating all these different foods, and then Gene trying to stay noble and eat his meal properly while watching this. All like they're not using the right spoon. They're using.
I think at
Is
some point I'd
Gene
also
stressed
try and
or
grab
sort? Oh, sorry.
I'll just say also at some point I'd try and grab like something a bit more traditional. It doesn't seem like people really eat anymore, and just try and show them. And it's probably like absolutely disgusting to them, but like a proper comfort food to me.
All right.
That's cute as heck.
As for Gene,
It's like making us eat proper haggis.
I was gonna say it's like haggis or something. Yeah. But as for Gene, you can roll insight to see if he's stressed or if he's just you know what his vibe is.
I'll roll insight to see if he's like vaguely amused by these people having a good time, or I'm not really paying attention to him.
It's hard to tell. You don't know if he's angry that you're not showing proper etiquette, or he's kind of like you don't know. You know, maybe he's living through you guys being antics and clowns. You don't know his personality. He could be either he's very stressed that you guys aren't being like serious, or he's just like, maybe he's jealous that you guys can be this laid back. Who knows?
Morgan's just gonna assume that if Gene was actually annoyed, he'd just get up and leave.
Even though he was there for. Anyhow, last but not least, Dahlia.
Hello.
I see you sat down next to Rick.
Yeah, I have one person, and that is my person until they are mean to me, and then I need to find a new person.
He'll look over at you as you sit down, and he'll give you a nod. Oh, hey.
Hello.
How was your first day?
It was insightful. I did enjoy abjuration. Did you enjoy necromancy?
He shrugs. Not really my school of magic.
No, did you see just the organ in the middle of the table? No one seemed to address that.
I tried not to look at it.
Okay, well, as long as I'm not losing it. Yeah, are you making friends?
He shrugs again. I didn't really come to school to make friends. Came to learn everything I could.
Seems easier to make friends on the first day than to learn everything.
I suppose, but I'm fine being alone.
Cool. Okay. Just gonna have some spaghetti. try to replace the meatballs she put aside for her good fairy friends. Her aunt did promise that food made people friendly. That's not working out in her favor. She's gonna write a very strongly worded letter about this.
For all you know, this is Rick being friendly. I mean, he's always been. From your chess games, this seems to just be Rick.
Nice. That's Rick. That's that goofy guy.
That's that goofy kid.
The meatballs are gone, by the way.
They're all gone.
God. Oh, he took them all. What? He must be so hungry. Gonna get some more. Just gonna glance at lovely. I'm going to say Spot, and I'm going to say the vibe she's getting is like leopard seal, and it's intriguing, but she doesn't know how to say, because obviously Lily and Morgan have no issue seeming racist, I guess. I don't know. Is it rude to ask what you are? Who's to say? So she's just going to look and stare and hope Spot makes conversation first.
He seems to be mid-conversation with a girl from across the table who seems to be Tabaxi? Meanwhile,
Ooh.
he's just kind of like, talking, and then he kind of twitches his ear and looks over at you, confused. He currently does not have animal ears, it's currently normal ears, but he does have that like spotty texture to his like hair as he looks over at you.
I didn't even see the ears.
Can I help you?
No. Hello. Sorry. I'm just gonna eat spaghetti again because this is terrible. This is awful. Okay.
He raises an eyebrow, confused, but then slowly turns his head back to his conversation. He's like glancing back one last time, like, sure, and then he goes back to talking.
This is everything they promised me school would be, and I didn't listen. Okay.
They warned you. You could have known.
I didn't have to come here. Okay. And that's it. A wonderful family dinner.
So pretty much Nolrod's you on the inside, but externally, while you're just hiding it inside your sick body. Because Nolrod, as you can see, is sitting there kind of shaking because someone's near her and she's trying to focus on her meal. You notice that she has a copy of some sort, someone's notes next to her, and she's very careful to not get anything on it.
I know that handwriting, but that's Cal's bed. He made it. He can make it himself again, I guess. I don't know.
Like he's working, like she's avoided anything that could drip, like anything that could cause harm to the paper. Why she didn't put the paper away before coming to dinner, no one knows. But she's, just trying to make sure she doesn't get any crumbs or any like stains on it.
I totally get her, because if you put it away, it might crease, and if you give back creased notes, you didn't take care of the notes. That's
exactly, yeah.
Oh my gosh. We can't be friends.
He cursed her for an entire week.
I thought I helped. I made things worse.
I'm just gonna sit in comfortable silence eating spaghetti. Thank you very much. Big friends like Rick would like to play chess later on. That's it.
Okay. And I guess we'll pan out. We see a big stomach like bulging Ermi somewhere.
Yeah. Does anyone in Rumble Song have a bag with them here?
I imagine Kel does. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have my bag.
Yeah. If you have your bag with you, he's gonna try to sneak into it. I'm gonna roll sneak real quick.
Do you roll disadvantage?
With disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know why?
Yeah. Stealth. How do I disadvantage myself?
It should ask you when you roll it.
I just clicked it.
Disadvantage.
10.
A 10. Kel's passive perception's higher than that, so Kel, you just see a very slothful Ermi with a huge belly slowly just flop into your bag.
Kel would just smile in approval and go back to eating.
Alright. I guess we'll pan out then. As this is kind of what your dining experiences will be like for the foreseeable future. Just a lot of talking, bickering, and then Ermi stealing your food.
He weighs like 35 pounds now. He weighs like 10 pounds more.
It's a good workout. Alright. Anything else before I move you guys to the next day into your next two classes?
I'm just wondering when we're going to have an intervention for Ermi and put him on a diet.
There's no need for a diet. Look, he's going to burn through it in a day. Look how much he runs around.
Doubtful.
All right.
He's got an incredible metabolism. He'll be fine.
As a reminder, while the first lessons of each class will have their own in-game session, as the weeks move on, there won't be as many like sit in and have questions. It'll just be like kind of we're hand waving the classes happening, or else it'd be like 50 real life weeks of classes. So after the first classes, it won't be as long for like each class. But speaking of, another day, You rest, you eat your breakfast, and you move to divination. So, to get to divination class, you have to climb, instead of going down into like down to a basement or anything, you go up to the tallest tower of the academy, and you're, Jesus Christ, you guys are already going on in. Well, wait.
Kicks the door down. Listen.
Listen! Okay.
Hi, listen.
The classroom before you is definitely unique. Located at the top of one of the massive towers of the academy, it shines like a star in the night. The room is simple enough, a circular chamber with all the desks being connected to each other. Bookshelves wedge themselves between the many glass-stained windows. A large spear rotates upon itself in the center of the room, constantly shifting in its position as countless metal arms spin around it at different speeds. At the very center of at the very center of it is a light pulsating to the rhythm of a human heart. Sitting at her desk, eyes closed, is a gorgeous Aasimar woman. Her dark gray skin is scented with a lovely white and gold version of the teacher's uniform. She seems at peace, as if a statue etched out of living marble, and when she finally speaks, is as if her voice dances upon the lingering silence. So everyone take your seats. Welcome, everyone, to an introduction to divination. I am Serafina Cirilas, your teacher for the semester. I will be guiding you through the mystical realm that is divination magic. Only a fool would disregard the power of this school of magic, so make sure you all pay attention, okay? She smiles before activating her blackboard, which spreads out around the sphere in the center of the room so that everyone can easily see the information that forms upon it as she talks. I'm certain you've all heard of something similar to this already, but what do you think of when you hear the words divination magic?
I assume it has connections to the divine?
She'll just nod silently and wait for anyone else to answer.
You hear really sleepily, to know and to see.
You could say that is revealing and granting knowledge and information to its caster at its core. And what do you think are some practical uses of this divination magic?
Lily will raise her hand and just very excitedly be like, well, my family uses it all of the time because, my family business, it's all about finding soulmates, and you need to be able to see and know the future to know that people will work out. So we use it for romance.
While romance could be seen as a use for it, a practical use would be something such as being able to read ancient scripts, identifying magical items, or even seeing invisible creatures. Now then, a moral question for you all. If you foresee someone committing a terrible crime in the future, are you obligated to act? What if your vision is wrong?
Is this the plot of Minority Report?
I really suppose it would depend on the situation.
Surely sometimes.
This feels like one of those riddles in books where people have a prophecy and you think the prophecy is bad, but then it plays out in a way you completely don't expect.
She'll nod and she'll kind of turn her ears towards Jeremiah.
And sometimes in trying to act to prevent something, if something is fated to be, you can simply bring it about by your own actions.
These are all good answers. And at the end of the day, there's no real true one. It's up to the individual. If you feel like you need to act, then do so. If you fear the risk of something going wrong, you don't have to. Divination is merely the information about something. You do not have to act if you do not wish to. Now then, on the same sort of thought, is it possible for two diviners to predict the same event, but come up with conflicting visions.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Isn't that similar to reading the same book, but feeling that it's about a different story?
Indeed.
Or that it's a different message?
The vision shown is relative to the caster, and what they can manipulate or act upon.
Hey, there's also the question: is if fate is truly tied to come true? If it's forced to be that way.
Is a good segue into my next question. Do you believe fate is set in stone? Do you believe that fate is set in stone, or can we change it?
Surely, through knowing a fate through divination, it might already be altered or afflicted.
She'll patiently just listen and nod. Like she's taking your question eternally, but she's not giving any feedback yet. Waiting for anyone else to pop up if they have their own view they want to talk about.
In my family's history, they tend to say that it's a mortal's duty to try to defy fate.
It is said that fate is a taut strand. It is unique to every mortal and creature, a sort of preordained order to the world. As such, by using divination magic or will, one can challenge a fated event in their own thread of fate, to some extent. It is said by the Fate Weavers that one's ultimate fate must and will be reached, even if the event itself differs slightly. For instance, the circumstances of your birth already significantly limits your fate. You were all born here in Nagala and thus are able to study and eventually attend the academy. Were you born elsewhere, changing your fate to get here changing your fate to even be here would be nigh impossible. She smiles at you all. And that is to say, fate is unique and strange. Fate is unique and strange. Yet even those who focus on divination for their whole lives find it difficult to put into words. I do not expect you all to follow the same path as I, but I can at least help you learn the basics of the invisible threads that tie us together. For next class, please examine the guidance spell found on page 42 of your textbooks. It will be of great use to you all going forward in your lives.
Throughout all of this, can I insight check Zera? Because she's from a divination family, I think you told me last time.
1 second.
Or was I mistaken?
Which character? Sorry.
The one sat right next to me, the second rank halfling.
She is probably
she's divination,
bored.
yes.
Cause she's full divination.
She's
Can I
full
do like an
divination.
insight check? Is this like super easy shit to her?
Yeah, insight. Yeah. You've been around her for a couple days now. Like you I don't know if you guys would call yourselves friends, but you're like those acquaintances that are at least respect each other from your family lines, at least. She's taken it seriously, but you could tell that she's not learning anything new right now.
Right.
Like this is the very basics of divination.
Yeah. Good to know. See what level everyone's at.
Kel, can you roll insight for me?
Oh no, what'd I do?
You being oblivious adds to this.
It's up to you as a character now, because this is a 10, like, so you, the player, can decide. Nora sitting next to you yet again, and she's holding your notes, and she's trying to give them back to you, but she's, like, not wanting to just hand them to you. She's trying to slowly give them to you, but she's, like, doesn't have enough, like, bravery to do so. She's, like, sitting there holding notes for another class, being like, okay, I can give it to him. I can give it to him. I can give it to him now. I should give it to him. I'll give it to him soon. Any moment now. So it's up to you if you notice that and take it from her, or if you just kind of let her suffer.
He would notice. He's kind enough to notice. Oh! Did you copy your notes?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. Thank you. He just takes them back and he's like, "Oh wow, these are these cleaner than when I gave them to you?"
I might have cast prestidigitation on it.
He like was starting to fold it and then like stops and then just carefully places it in his bag.
Ooh.
The moment you take it from her hands, she lets out a sigh of relief as if a burden was taken off of her shoulders.
Well, I'm glad you were able to copy to have your own notes.
My own notes? She looks down at her notes for this class and she did not take any. Because she was focusing on giving the notes from the last course.
Oh, well, it's okay. I get distracted too sometimes that he slides his notes over to her. And, like, he just copies.
And she's holding yet another course's notes.
Can we free her?
It's
Can we
an
free her?
It's an eternal cycle.
Let her suffer.
No!
You just hear her let out a little sad, oh no. Alright, and unless anyone wants to talk to their neighbors, we can move on to the 4th class of the 8 for this week. Conjuration. I'll take the silence as let's move on, so give me one
Let's
second.
go.
No. Who is on my
Oh.
right? They have cute ears.
Goes back. Goes, look for your token amongst all the students.
Where are you?
I'm on the right.
You're on the right. Next to you is sitting a Tabaxi girl. You may have heard her name in passing. She is Mist. She seems to be taking notes, kind of like nibbling on the back of her quill. Kind of trying to focus, but like tilting her head in that like kind of like dog-like way of like not really fully understanding much of what is being said here. But she's kind of like nodding, taking notes, scratching them out, doodling a little bit, taking notes, scratching them out.
Morgan will look at Mist's notes. Morgan spent a little bit too much time listening, half zoning out, forgetting to take notes, and then it's kind of looking. She said, "Oh, she talked about that too, huh? Yeah, okay, I'm with you."
Yeah, she'll like twitch her ears in your direction, but not really look at you and just nod and respond. As she's like taking notes. I don't really get it, but I'm writing it down.
Yeah. Sometimes just having the word will help you find it later in a textbook, huh?
I don't really open my book after I take the note.
Fair enough. Do you mind if I copy some keywords?
Sure, and she'll pass it to you, and her handwriting is not the cleanest, but it's still legible.
Morgan takes keywords to just read about it again later. Thank you.
She won't say anything. We see her tail flick a bit in one direction and the next, and then she goes back to, writing them down.
I assume Gene is not saying anything and just doing his work.
Just like a true scion should.
I'll break through his shell at some point. Exposure therapy.
Exposure therapy. Isn't there Stockholm syndrome? In a sense?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Lily told me that this is a great way to go about making friends.
Yeah, you just keep trying.
Alright. We're going back to a room you know. But instead of abjuration, it's the classrooms to your right. We're changing music again. You know what? Choose your seats. Just choose your seats. Just go in. Go in, you madam. Just go in. Just choose your seat.
I will.
The scent of oak lingers in the classroom as you enter it. Go on.
Ran across the table.
What class is this again?
Conjuration.
Conjuration.
Alright, there's the scent of oak lingers in the classroom as you enter it. Each row of the seats is engraved with a conjuration sigil device for the manifestation and control of summoned creatures. Faint abjuration magic lingers within the walls like the rest of the chambers. Sitting at the teacher's desk, that seems to have been tinkered with to match the personal preference of this teacher, is a satyr man. His white hair, touched by time, poofs up around him like a majestic mane. Twin antlers peek out from underneath him, his hair. His hoofs clank softly against the marble floor beneath him as he turns to face the class. You see that he wears a formal vest version of the teaching outfit, and it's hard to tell if the bags under his eyes are due to fatigue, or a sort of raccoon-like marking. He clears his throat, silencing the class before he speaks. His words flow in a torrent, making it hard to follow along. Welcome to Conjuration 101. I am your teacher, Valan Bryanstride. Who can tell me what the School of Conjuration specializes in?
You make stuff.
Indeed, creating objects and creatures or making them disappear. As you can see around you, this sort of magic has a lot of precautions to it. Does anyone know why?
It's very easy to mess it up.
How so? He'll focus his eyes upon you.
Oh no. With so much at stake, you need to make sure that the spell components are correct. You gotta make sure that you're saying the right things, concentrating on the right things. If not, you could, for example, trying to move one thing from one place to another, you could miss, and the consequences could be dire.
Correct. You can conjured creatures can go rogue if not tamed properly, or teleportation can go awry, such as teleporting into a wall and dying. A quick question for the quick-witted amongst you all. Is conjuration more about creating something from nothing or simply moving it?
Isn't it just moving? You're just moving matter and energy around to make something that you want, or to disassemble it and send it away?
It is both.
Wait.
You can move a creature from one point to another or create something out of raw ingredients. He'll motion to his desk, he'll pick up a rock, he'll have some all these gems nearby, he'll wave his hand and form a dagger. Now then, why do you think conjuration magic can summon creatures, objects, or even energy?
And does it have something to do with how it links to the weave?
Anyone else? He'll look around the room. You see, Asteris will see Erin raise her hand. It gets called upon, and she answers. Isn't it because we do not actually create something from nothing? And he'll nod, and I look to anyone else to answer. Alright then.
Is it?
Oh, go on.
Is it moving things and often pulling things from, accessing the adjacent planes of existence that are near us?
In one way or another, let me explain it now in detail. The prevailing theory is that, strictly speaking, we do not create something from nothing. Such magic is in the domains of the gods. When we teleport or switch positions, we are merely swapping the position of our bodily matter within a three-dimensional space. This same factoid is also true when conjuring an object or creature. This magic can traverse even planes, allowing us to manifest outsiders or spirits such as elementals. But what if a creature or object is not readily in a physical form? By using the weave, we can make conjured objects that are temporarily sustained by it. A sort of loose bond between threads of energy. This is why such matter disperses once the magic is lost, unless a great deal of energy is exerted to make it permanent. Such as with advanced magical circles that combine the creation spell with the permanent spell. And he'll go on more into detail about that sort of thought about how, a lot of Nagala uses the creation spell, which normally isn't permanent, such as you could conjure a weapon but then it goes away after a couple hours. Nagala has figured out a way using great energy and ambient aether to make creations permanent, such as buildings, items, even food. Things that should not exist are being made permanent and then used in fabricating their society. As the class comes to a close, he clears his throat. It seems that we appear to have run out of time for the day. Next week I'll go more into details about the spells we'll be learning in this course, but for now I can safely say that you should look forward to them. And then he turns his attention back to his desk in some experimentations. To describe some of the classmates you sit down next to before we go on, or you do other stuff. Asterius, you're sitting next to a half-elf, not a half-elf, an elf girl, who is very, for the sake of a better word, absent-minded. Throughout class, she's kind of just looking around the room, not taking notes, kind of like, just vibing.
Isn't she other shit rank?
She's rank class 4. It says 5, the Roman numeral for 5, but that's because there's no rank 4 symbol from the picture images I used.
I like to think that this school just wants to make sure that people feel extra bad when they're below level 3 and just goes immediately to 5.
5. Yeah, she doesn't even seem to really see you there. Asterius, you could try and talking to her after class, but she just seems to be in her own little world.
You alright there? You seem to be paying a lot of attention.
I'm fine. I was looking at the creatures in the air.
The what now?
The creatures.
Random other creatures in the air.
How do you want to try to perceive them?
I look up.
There's nothing there that your eyes can see.
I squint perception. Am I missing some kind of bugs?
You see nothing.
I look back at her, look back up. Is it arcane?
Alright, 23. Now that you're focusing where she's looking, you can hear very faintly. It's not a threat to you, but you can see maybe how, if you focus for a long period of time, you may see parts of reality where it's weak enough that you could kind of make out creatures on the other side looking in.
Surely that's not something I've perceived before. Is it due to the room?
Maybe. It's hard to tell. You could tell that this classroom in particular is focused on conjuration magic, and they make it so the barrier between planes is a bit weaker. Or it could be the fact that the elf next to you pointed it out. You're not sure.
Wait, are these things always here?
Wait, I thought that was a goblin.
The one on my left is a half-half, you said.
A full elf.
Full elf.
They're always there for me.
Is that not distracting?
Huh? She's already looking back at the ceiling. And then kind of forces herself to look at you. She has these very gold and radiant eyes, but you could tell she just keeps getting distracted.
I think we know why she's got such a low rank, constantly being distracted. Okay, cool.
Oh, they're knocking on the door now, and she just kind of goes back to looking at something.
Disturbing. Okay, carry on.
Anyone else? I see that Ermi, you're sitting next to Aaron. Throughout the class, you can tell that she's a very dedicated student. She's focused on studying. She's writing down notes. She's answering in class. She's the opposite of what you see in other.
Ermi's one of those students that just kind of answers questions without ever taking notes. He's one of those little assholes.
She'll do you look at her now that class is over, or are you just kind of vibing?
I mean, yeah.
She'll kind of look down at you and raise an eyebrow and go, "What?"
He doesn't say anything. He's standing in his chair, just looking around.
She goes back to organizing her notes. Let's see. Dahlia, you're sitting next to. Let me double check the notes. A dwarf girl, who seems before your class started, she made small talk with you. You can see that she has some flowers in her hair, some pieces of grass. And she'll say to you, "So what do you think about the class? I think it's very interesting."
I think it might be my favorite so far.
I'm looking forward to summoning the creatures. They're always so much fun to play with.
I don't know. I've never tried to summon a creature, but I think I'm excited to try.
Oh, my family's done it for a while. It's not that hard. And I actually look forward to doing it because it says that your first summon is always special. It's something that's related to your soul.
Oh, that's lovely. What did you summon?
I haven't yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no. What do you think it'll be?
A ferret? She says absentmindedly as she sees like Ermi kind of just stare at her. You don't know if she's saying that's what she wants her summon to be, or the fact that Ermi's looking around the room staring at you all.
Oh. Okay.
No, I didn't mean like I don't know. And that she'll kind of ramble on as we zoom out.
Good. She can carry the conversation. That's what we like in this friendship.
I see Philia sitting next to Fulfell, the blonde group, so I'm not gonna go too much detail there. We're gonna focus on the new characters for now, because we're running low on time. Hernan, you're sitting next to yet another changeling, who seems to present themselves more in a feminine way. She's wearing, the dress version of the Academy outfit, has more feminine features and stuff, and she's, sitting very regally. You can tell that she's keeping her back straight. She's keeping her, her attention forward. She's not like hunched over or anything. Even when she's taking notes, she keeps her posture correct and is like writing, in a proper, clear text.
Oh, good. A person of character. I just do a little greeting to her. Hello, my name's Haran.
You may call me Jet.
Oh, Jack, good. I see we're both in the same, lapis? What are we?
If you're talking about family matters, I do not know necessarily where your family stands, but as the headmaster said when we entered this academy, it does not matter. We are all equals. So speak freely if you wish.
Well, I hope we get along greatly.
Same here. Meanwhile, Morgan.
Yeah!
Hey, my name's Nat.
Hi, Snat.
You smell weird.
I'm Morgan. Do I smell weird? Oh, I think it could be the embalming fluids.
Yeah, you smell like dead people.
Yeah, that's probably correct. I come in my hometown, in my house, there's a lot of dead people.
Snat.
So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Snat is a kobold. And he's kind of like, standing up and looking at you. And he kind of nods. As long as you're not killing people, we can be friends. And he offers you his little tiny hand.
She shakes his tiny hand. I would not, no. I'd like to preserve and respect.
Good. We're best friends now.
Oh, I love being best friends. You should meet my other best friend, Lily, so you could be her best friend too.
Okay. Snat's a hero, by the way. Snat will protect you too.
Oh, I love meeting heroes. What's the last heroic thing you did?
I helped my mom's shop before I came to the academy.
Oh, that's amazing. What type of shop is it?
It's potatoes.
That's my favorite food.
My mom supports all my siblings, and I'm the first of us to go to the academy.
Congratulations. Is there a type of magic that you like most, or that you're best at?
Healing.
That's really important.
I saw some of my uncles die to accidents and I couldn't save them, so now I want to help them.
Jesus Christ.
I can see that. That's
say
a good goal to have.
They say the sewers are safe, but sometimes they collapse, and it doesn't matter to the undead, but if you live near it in the sewers, then it becomes dangerous and... Yeah.
We gotta keep Snap.
Yeah.
I love them.
You're right. Just creating undead to take care of the sewers doesn't solve the problem with the sewers being dangerous. It just, makes us forget about the danger of it.
The water also makes our tummies hurt. We don't know why, though.
Oh no!
I'm here to find out.
Oh no! I will support you in this, Snap. This is important.
Best friend.
Your family needs to be safe.
Alright. Yeah, I'll zoom on out. Alright. Any small little tidbits of RP you guys wish to do, or do you want to... We can probably get 2 more classes done today, and then you won't have that many next time, and we can go on to grander RP. Anything you guys wish to do here before we move on to opens my lesson plan, transmutation and enchantment?
I can go on.
All right, go out the hallway because they're on the same map.
Ah, Snap, do you have transmutation too?
Give me a second. Let me look at the map.
Let's go Snap.
I'm not in transmutation
Oh.
or enchantment.
Oh well, I'll see you in another class then.
I can't figure out whether.
Goodbye, my best friend.
Bye, best friend.
Random trap.
As you should be.
Lily!
Think about what you did in there.
Lily! Where are you?
Oh, let me get you out.
Ah!
Lily, we have a new best friend.
It's a wolf.
Yeah.
You should. Snats is the cutest little kobold, and he wants to heal, and he loves potatoes.
All right, it's the two doorways here. Can you move now, Jamie? All right, so the door to your left is enchantment, and the door to your right is transmutation, and I think transmutation is first. So let me unlock those doors for you. One moment.
Let me in.
Calm thyself. Knowledge will come to you if you're patient. Go choose your seats. Go wild. Little gremlins trying to pick your favorite NPCs to sit next to you. You're like, yes, yes.
I mean, you're throwing so many at us.
The campaign's front-loaded. There's a lot of learning about who everyone is, but as it goes on, it won't be as, you won't have to learn about who everyone is because you'll know them at least a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of NPCs in this campaign. Alright, transmutation. Shiny would be the best word to describe the transmutation classroom. From the sparkling metals and gems lining the walls and the ceiling, to the countless piles of crystals and jewels resting before each student's table. A handful of each of these crystals and gems would let a normal commoner live a comfortable life. And yet here at the academy it was expected to use them all before the day is done. Leaning against the teacher's desk is a young woman with wind-touched silver hair that flows behind her as if constantly being touched by a gentle wind. Her tealish gray skin is marked with dozens of silver and white tattoos and markings, each giving off faint arcane energy. She seems to be reviewing some documents, shifting through several dozen papers. As you take your seats, where you're all sitting. Let's see, we have Bilia next to Gek. Hi. I'm Gek.
Hi, Gek. I'm Lily.
You also have gold hair. Motions to
Yes!
Delana next to her.
Yes, I know Delana. We're Team Blonde.
Oh,
Would you like to be in Team Blonde?
Can Gek? She'll kind of motion her hand, like run a hand through her messy, grayish hair.
I mean, it's kind of the same, and if you wanted to, there are products we can use to lighten it up. I mean, not that I want to, push my aesthetic onto you. You look amazing. But if you did want to be, blonde, I could help.
Gek likes Gek's hair, but Gek wants to hang out.
We should probably change the name, but I just haven't thought of something better yet. But here, and she will immediately give Gek a friendship bracelet.
Puts it on.
This is so you don't forget my name. I can make you a personalized one later, but this is just, for now, just so you know that we're friends.
Friends.
Friends!
Alright. Let's see. I feel like I forgot to fill out every single... I'll have to fix this, or maybe I just didn't want to have every NPC in this room because it's a big room. As long as you have a desk mate, you'll be fine. Okay, you need to be someone else on your desk. You can't be alone. So,
AKA Jeremiah, who's just chilling on his own.
Yeah. Morgan having to choose between Philly. Oh no, leaving Vegas, going down south.
Oh, what?
Choosing Mist. Alright.
This is just blatant choosing who she wants to interact with. This is disgusting.
100%. Random made all these NPCs, and he's going to get to introduce us to every single one of them.
Yeah, but if he keeps changing the layouts of these classes, I thought I was gonna get away with taking notes of 3 of them. I'm forced to fucking
learn everyone. Yeah. It's like you're in different, everyone has different courses at different times because there's so many students.
Ah!
Alright, Ermi, you gotta make an important choice. You want to sit next to Arth, or Jeremiah, or Philia?
I have to choose?
Yeah, well, one of you has to choose. There's 4 people alone right now. 2 of you need to group up.
Oh, we need partners in this
Yes.
class. Okay. Damn.
Oh, bye, friend. Deck will wave you
Bye,
goodbye.
I'm so sorry. I misunderstood the seating assignments.
Alright, Frida will see you come over to her as you're kind of moving around and say, "Oh, hey, little guy, here you go." Hands you a bag of jerky.
I hand some to Scar just to put him onto the crack and move on.
What is this? Oh, his eyes widen. Alright. Morgan, as you sit down next to Mist, she recognizes your
Hello?
last class from divination from yesterday, and she'll, smile at you and say, "Oh, hey. You want to sit with me?"
Hey, yeah, if that's all right.
Yeah, no, take a seat. It's sorry I didn't talk much during class last time. I kind of like to focus when I'm learning, or else I kind of get
big
lost.
moods. We're in class after all.
Mm-hmm. And she'll kind of, as you kind of walk by, she'll pick up her tail and put it in her lap, so you don't have to worry about stepping on it. Now she'll kind of keep it there for the session.
Can I roll Arcana on Arth's weapon?
Sure.
Or wand?
Go for
Sorry,
it.
I'm on laptop.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to roll it for you?
Please and thank you.
A 12. You haven't heard of it. It's definitely not something that is commonly found in Nagala.
He keeps glancing at it throughout class.
Alright. Kel.
Yes.
You're next to Lorfin, who is currently kind of not as much as in the Conjuration mood, but she's kind of just glancing around her.
I try to look at whatever she's looking at.
Roll Arcana if you're trying to see something beyond normal sight, but your eyes don't see anything. Now you don't get any. You can't see what she's staring at, but you can tell that her eyes aren't doing you know how when you're looking forward, back and forth, your eyes jump, but when you're following something, they're nice and smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Her eyes are moving like that as she follows stuff around the room.
I just try to focus. Even though I don't see it, I just keep staring and but I keep looking back at her eyes to see if I'm looking in the correct direction. But I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah.
But I just assume that it's oh, she's just super good at magic. If I look at this direction long enough, I'll get super good at it.
You're trying to learn her ways.
Exactly, it's a technique.
No words exchanged between the two of you. Are just kind of copying her, and she's looking, staring.
Yeah, as long as she doesn't have any comment on me just looking around, mimicking her, then that's it for me.
Okay. Dahlia, you're sitting next to the Azimar. Gorgeous individual, you can tell it's sculptured, as all Azimar are. And she's kind of looking at the transmutation stuff before her kind of, head tilted a bit, not confused, but this may not be her focus on of magic. But she turns to see you as you approach and sit down, and she'll offer you a hand. I think I've seen you in my other courses. Leah.
Yeah.
That's my name.
Dahlia, we're in the same house.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I've been focused on getting used to the school. I haven't really socialized as much as I probably should have.
No, that's more than okay. Are you enjoying the classes?
I prefer to be more
Practical?
active.
Yeah.
Theory is fine, but I want to be out in the field doing things, not sitting at a desk. But first week, can't really get us what we want.
Is there a class that you've enjoyed the most?
Abjuration is probably the most relevant to what I want to do.
What do you want to do?
I want to follow my fine family's footsteps.
Oh. running quickly out of things to say at this point, so we'll go into her bag, pull out any food thing she has. Like, would you like this?
Is she an Arel?
Is what?
Is Leia an Arel?
No,
like
she has
she's an Arel.
white and like teal hair. Aurels all have the silver white hair.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but if you offer her some food, she'll like shrug and take it, eat it. Like, thanks.
Yes. +2 friendship points. Let's go, boys.
Trying to like, you're trying to be like the thing where you're trying to tame a pet, like give them treats. You're like, yes, be my friend, have this food.
She got one bit of advice before she left on the train, and it's like 50-50 at this point. She's not sure it works.
Asterios, you're not getting out of this RP either. You sit down next to a dwarf girl who, you know, definitely gives off like more clumsy vibes, at least because she has grass and like flowers in her hair, and she'll look over at you and like smile. Oh, hi there, I'm Kumana. What's your name?
It's Asterius Cedar Path. We have not met before.
Well, there's a first time for everything. Pleased to meet you. I'm not from any big family, but I'm a snowborn.
She's a what now?
Snowborn. We're known for our craftsmanship.
Ah, my family might have done business with yours then.
Maybe. I didn't really look at the ledgers or anything. That was my parents' job, but maybe in the future.
You are from Phoenix Flight, right?
Yes! Gorgeous dorm. Wish you could see it.
Well, it's unlikely I am from
David.
different after all.
It's a shame. Warmest dorm in the whole school.
Isn't Aaron in your dorm?
Aaron Brazar? Yeah.
Are you at all familiar with her? Like, I don't know what her deal is. Does she look at everyone angry? Is it just me?
She's never seemed angry than me.
Then it seems to be me in particular. Interesting.
I don't know why. She'll look at you, squint her eyes a bit, trying to figure out why, like, Aaron would be, like, angry or mad at you. Do you have friends?
That's very forward.
And?
Amongst the students currently, not many.
Maybe that's why. You kind of give off that, like, unapproachable vibe, or I'm too good for you vibe. You know, you can work on that, don't worry about it. And she'll, like, kind of tap you on your shoulder, like, you know, pat, pat. How do you react to her, like, tapping you on the shoulder or saying that, or just kind of stare?
You know what? It's probably not just a vibe. And I go back to looking at whatever the teacher's up to.
Ooh.
Fuck this bed. I ain't dealing with this bullshit.
Hernan, is there anything you want to say to Nakan? Because you've met him before. I don't know if there's anything new you wanted to talk about.
I slide him a pack of snacks and continue on.
Oh,
today.
bro, thanks, man. You know, he'll eat it.
Yeah, I'm building up my first follower.
He'll look at you and nod and be like, your first friend, right? Alright, time to focus on class.
Boo.
You gotta have class.
Fucking makes
There's so
Dungeons
many
and Dragons game
NPCs.
forces to sit through classes. Bullshit.
You're gonna learn this lore, and then you're gonna have weeks of free time to do whatever you want without in-character RP. Eat it up while you can.
Ah.
After you're all taking your seats, the woman glances up at you all with silver blue eyes. Her words dance all around you, carried upon the wind. A soft voice, yet clearly heard no matter the distance. Welcome to Transmutation 101. I am your teacher for this course, Zia Gale. You may call me Gale. Transmutation is a delicate magic, but one that has been important to it has been an important part of not only our country's magical history, but of the entire world. Let's start with what you all know about transmutation. Looks at the time, sees we have 11 minutes left. You know, let's cut the back and forth. Let me tell you the basics. Transmutation is about manipulating the physical properties of reality, specifically items and people, from copper to gold, or turning someone into a bird. With that said, are there any natural limits to what could be transmuted, or can anything be transmuted into anything else? The limit is the exchange rate. While transmutation magic can create weather, control time, or even change one's form permanently, there is a price that must be paid. For strong spells, this price is often impractical or impossible. Now then, how about a creative question? Imagine for a moment you're stranded in the wilderness. How could transmutation magic help you survive?
Kel raises his hand. Turn it to a bear.
Becoming a creature of the natural habitat could help you survive, as you would be better suited to survive in the environment. Good job. Anyone else?
Couldn't you summon water or food?
You could, if you had the necessary ingredients on you, you could create water. Food is a little bit more iffy, but there are spells that allow you to conjure food from elsewhere. Or make it yourself. Anyone else?
You could create shelter from the materials surrounding you.
Jeremiah, is it your voice is lost upon the wind? Please speak loud.
You could create shelter from some of the materials surrounding you.
Indeed, shelter is also important and very easy to make using transmutation magic. Now then, do you think transmutation magic defies the laws of nature, or instead follows them?
I always had the idea that transmutation had very strong rules.
So do you think it follows the rules of nature or defies it?
I think it follows them.
Okay, anyone else? Alright. Transmutation magic follows the law of nature in its own way. For instance, if everything has its own cost, it means everything has value. You can't just create something out of nothing, you must use something of some similar value to create it. For instance, if I wanted to make water, I would need to have an ingredient at hand, would be the cost. Now, it doesn't have to be like a actual gold cost, you're not paying off the nature to make it, but something of raw inherent value. Now, what do you think the role of intent plays in transmutation magic?
What did you say? 10?
What role does intent play with transmutation magic?
Oh, intent.
Intent, yes. Your intention.
I mean, isn't intent a key part of any magic? I think if with transmutation you lose your focus, it might not turn out the way you want.
Correct, although with other schools of magic, you could still kind of get away with some leeway. For instance, you don't need to have seen an undead to create it, you would just have to animate the body with life. But with transmutation magic, if you do not have a solid mental image, such as, wanting to create water or make an item such as a sword, it will not come in clearly and will not succeed. Therefore, creativity is very important with transmutation magic. Gil claps her hands, giving Roll a gentle smile. You've all done so well for your first lesson. I know the academy life might get stressful, especially as you get used to everything in your schedules, but with that said, knowing other courses are giving you a lot of homework, you will have none from me this week. Instead, I want you all to explore the campus and get to know your peers, take in new sights, and just explore. Until next time, my dears. Now get out.
I am so ready for you to be a total fucking asshole and give us actual real life homework.
I mean,
give me an essay on conjuration magic. Hand it in next Saturday.
I mean, I did say there will be quizzes at least.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he has. He's promised.
Ah!
The bit that has been promised.
Morgan looks at Mist beside her. So, Mist, is there any, do they keep check on which house generally does better than the other in any way? Or are there any consequences?
There are competitions to my knowledge. I do know the professors are taking points about who answers in class, and who gets them right and wrong.
Oh god.
But
Oh, I'm not helping because I get them wrong all the time, I think. But it's about learning.
Competition.
yeah, I mean, I think what they said is that at the end of each couple months, there's usually a reward given out to the students from the house that did the best. I think it's like something about like privileges or being able to do stuff in town or getting items or rewards or some sort of like salary. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to it. I'm just gonna be doing my best regardless.
Of course. However, we're gonna win, right? We are the best.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Holds up her hand for a fist bump.
She gives you a fist bump.
Nice.
She explodes it afterwards.
Oh,
Yeah.
the explosion is part of every fist bump. Right, I'll see you around when we're gonna win things. Which is every day, all the time!
All we do is win. Finger guns.
Best friend. More best friends.
Right, we won't have time to do the whole.
Enchantment.
Kicks
Damn
Ermi
it.
out of the room.
Enchant. I didn't even think of him. I missed him in Veilguard.
I am so sad he did not show up in
Yeah.
Vilgum.
Yeah, especially with. Nah, that's a spoiler thing.
Yeah.
Ah,
Cal, you
but for
good?
spoiler reasons, I want him.
Oh, there you go, Sirius.
Let me in.
Let me in. I'm not late. I'm right next door. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just introduce the class, and I think we'll call this session here because we don't have enough time for a whole course. But we can do some like RP depending where you guys sit as well. So let's choose your favorite student to sit next to.
Would Lily have noticed Aaron giving Asterius weird looks at lunch because she was next to him?
That's up to Lily. I don't know if Lily's that socially aware.
Absolutely, she's hyper aware of
Look at
everyone's
you
relationship.
trying to get in on our beat.
Absolutely, I am. I'm meddling.
Absolute fucking shame.
I'm sorry. Do you want to sit next to her?
No!
Are you sure?
She's a total bitch to me.
I'm half sure that Lily is actually crawling up Hiran's desk, trying to give Asterion the space, just making an absolute scene.
I saved a seat for you. I noticed you struggled to get in the class, so I saved this seat.
Is that
I'm
why you
glad
jumped
they-
in the seat before me?
Alright. Do you want this? I think you guys are in your seats. Alright. So yeah, Billy, roll me insight. Let's see if you picked up on the vibes.
Hell yeah.
Well, he picks up on all the vibes.
That's not a vibe level roll.
She is the vibe meister.
She's not. No.
Why is it a disadvantage?
No, I clicked on it wrong.
She's an idiot.
I don't know if you picked up on it there, but you could tell that she's definitely. I don't think so. Maybe next time, but you're aware of her now.
Hell yeah.
And as you sit down, she seems a little bit more candid with you, and she's like, "Yeah, are you ready for this course? I've seen you in several of my classes already."
I know. How are you getting on with everything? It's so much information.
It's I kind of have a photographic memory. Once I see it once, it's kind of locked in.
Oh, so you don't even have to take notes. That's amazing.
I don't have to, but I prefer to. It's kind of like helps me lock in.
I wish I could. Oh, that's so smart.
It also lets me allow others to see my notes and learn from them too.
That's so sweet of you. You're so
Oh my god, it's a
nice.
nice person is bullshit.
Although I don't give them to people who don't try, of course. No free
Oh,
handouts.
Of course. That's still very sweet of you. I don't know if I introduced myself properly. My name's Lily, and I give her a bracelet.
She'll look at it and she'll take it, but she's not wearing it. My name's Aaron.
Yeah, it's okay.
Aaron Bazaar.
Would I know the family?
Oh, you can roll history. You know that her family sigils on a lot of products that get imported.
Oh.
Mainly because you can see it as her like family heirloom on her collar.
Yeah. it's very nice to meet you. I'm Philia Ambrose.
She nods and says, "Oh, are your parents the ones that run Pragmatic Solutions?"
Yes, yeah, you've heard of us?
Once, yes, in passing.
Oh, well, it's all good news, isn't it?
She'll nod.
If you ever need our services, or if any of your family do, I can give you a discount.
No discounts needed. It wouldn't be fair.
Oh, I understand, yeah.
Alright, yeah, let's see anyone else. Hernan, Jeremiah, Dahlia, and Kelly are all sitting next to each other. Asterius, and Morgan, and Hermy. Any of those you want to talk to before we wrap up the session?
Out of character. Is Jess Jean's sister?
They are twins, yes.
I absolutely want to talk to her. I want to see her vibe.
Alright, so you lean over, and how do you introduce yourself? She seems to be talking to Ember, not like loudly, but they're kind of just casually talking as you kind of like sit down.
It would be awkward to fully interrupt the conversation, but I am awkward.
Yeah.
So. Oh, hi, we haven't met yet. I'm Morgan.
Oh, you. The girl who's over here next to my brother trying to suck up to him, huh?
Huh?
What?
Listen,
That's a really weird thing to say to a person out of
Who said
nowhere.
this? Was it Jess?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking love that bitch. Who's your brother?
Gene.
Gee, no, I haven't met him before, but I like Jess.
Listen, darling. If you're gonna
What?
be choosing one of
Asterius, this is
the...
Asterius, of course, sitting next to us.
Yeah.
He can totally butt in on this conversation and be a dick.
Yeah, but Jess kind of leans on an arm and looks up and down and says, "Listen, darling. I think you're probably a good girl, a good person. I think you're picking the wrong side, though. You want to get in with someone who truly is gonna matter after this academy? You want to probably get to know me more."
That's a statement.
What a woman!
I can see how you would get along with Asterius.
Asterius? Oh yeah. Looks down at you're kind of sitting like an angled like room, so like you're kind of a little bit below her, but she'll like look down at Asterius and go, "Yeah, his family's good. Seems to be good too. No complaints thus far." She'll give you a little tiny wave.
Not back.
Like I'm saying.
Sorry. Are you looking out for like families here mostly, or the rank?
A little bit of both.
Huh. You're doing a way better job at like making sure you get an eye of people than I am.
You can't just interact with anyone here. People will remember who you talked to throughout your school years.
Oh, that idea is so stressful.
As she's talking, you just hear like Ezra, on the human below you, just kind of like sighing, like angrily, like very annoyed at everything she's saying, but she's not speaking up yet.
Anyway, it was nice to meet you, and you too. Leans around, waves at Ember.
Ember does like that little sassy wave.
Oh, she's too cool for me. I can't deal with her. I'm too awkward and autistic.
If Army notices Ezra sighing at that, he's gonna look at Ezra and kind of like grin and just kind of like wink at him.
You can hear her say under her breath towards you, "Damn high bloods. Thinking they're better than everyone just because of their blood."
Blood doesn't matter on the snow. It's all the same red.
Jesus.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ, my guy.
Fuck me! Can the rodent chill?
It's like a
Are
peaceful
we 12
smile.
years old?
Yeah, it's a peaceful smile behind, like from Hermes' face, but behind his eyes, you just see war, blood.
The thing
Imagine getting mauled by a fucking weasel.
Fuck me!
Yeah, she seems to like nod at you, Hermes. Like thankful that at least another class 1 students take all the same mindset. I guess we'll end there as your teacher gets ready to introduce himself. But SpaghettiOs, at a time. So I'll be right back. Alright, that was session 2 yet again. Thank you for watching. These initial couple episodes are going to be a lot of RP focused as they get to know all the other students, as well as the introduction to each school of magic. But as we move forward, it'll be a little bit more faster paced, and we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the storyline. Until then, take care, keep it cool.